start the recording yet, but
You go for it. I'm just gonna change the sin bin to this
we
other
are
picture.
live, gamers.
Why would we do that? I
Do
thought
what?
we were doing this one not live.
Your mouth.
We've been lied to.
Let me do a test recording real quick just to make sure my mic's not fucked.
Do your thing. That's why none of us are talking.
Ha 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 ha.
Uh-oh. So it begins. Cough drop number 13.
Oh, I've had so many, but I also talk on the phones all day.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm surprised my voice is not destroyed.
Very cool. My mic is not fucked.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Am I still loud?
You are still quite loud, yeah.
Can you just lower me in Discord, I guess?
Yeah. Speak.
Hello.
I had you to speak again.
I'm here to discuss the singles
All right.
of the month.
I have you at 70%. You're good now.
Today's live stream is brought to you by Hall's Menthol Cough Suppressant and Oral Anesthetic.
I've
Made
been
with real
using
honey.
Made with real honey.
The citrus ones. The assorted citrus.
Oh, yeah.
Those are real good. Oh. What?
What's up?
Discord just crashed.
What? You're still here, though.
Yeah, what? I can still hear you.
Can you hear us?
Justin?
Hello?
That's
Hello?
weird. I've actually had that happen to me where I could like still hear people, but Discord was crashing.
Some weird shit.
I'm here now.
Me okay? Oh my goodness. I thought it was over.
my entire Discord browser was just straight gone.
Yeah.
We are
You good?
here to drink your beer.
I think I'm gonna do like a speed run type thing, where if I feel a cough coming on, we're gonna see how quickly I can press my mute button on Discord.
Wait, I have to get the bingo sheet open. Then
Oh,
I'm ready.
no.
Yeah, Justin,
Don't do
reply
it
the
to
tweet
me.
of the
That
bingo
one's gonna
sheet.
get knocked off immediately.
I'll do it.
Tweet the bingo sheet. Tweet the bingo sheet. There's only, honestly, should we even tweet the bingo sheet?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
He's like,
Alright,
I
well,
only
this one.
changed like 5 different tabs. I didn't make a ton of sweeping changes.
I'm doing it anyway. You can't
Okay.
stop me.
Sounds good.
Get in there, King.
You can't stop me even though you have access to the Twitter. You just delete the pic.
Doo-doo. Open with paint. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jacob, did you listen to the new Fit for an Autopsy track?
No.
Holy shit.
Wait. Did I? I can't remember. You
It's,
showed me some song. I don't think that was a new one, though.
That was Black Mammoth. That's their like most popular one.
Hmm.
Their new one, it's like a minute 20 of like, okay, whatever, and then the groove hits. Oh my goodness. It's one of those songs that you put into one of those like try not to headbang challenges on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
It's nuts. Big fan.
There's a bunch of these albums that we're talking about tomorrow I didn't listen to.
That's fair.
I have yet to hear Sleep Token, so I should probably remedy that before tomorrow.
Okay, I guess we're not doing albums tonight.
Why is Solent still on the playlist?
Because they
You-
did an album.
They dropped an album.
Well, we haven't
Well-
started yet.
True.
Yeah, they dropped.
We're
I
waiting
think
for all the
I
viewers to
remo-
come.
I actually, no, I removed Solons from the bingo card for this month.
Because we're talking about them.
Yeah.
Why?
I removed Solons
'Cause
from
it's
the
Am I
bingo
gonna
card.
have to
Guaranteed.
listen to this shit?
No, you don't have to. You've already heard like half of the album just based on the singles.
Assume my
You've heard half the album, and once you hit "Push Me to the Edge," you can stop listening to the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can handle listening to Thunder a second time.
It's gonna push him to the edge.
Push Me to the Edge.
That'll-
Force.
Yeah, Push Me to the Edge is.
Oh, he can't.
it is-
All right, hold on.
It gets way worse.
Wait, I want to listen too.
What have we done,
So
Justin?
leave the show because of. I'm okay with this.
What is this?
There was a man.
What the?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah, I'm good.
We
I didn't make it.
We practiced. Yeah, and we practiced.
We made
We
him
practice.
cough.
We practice.
We
Call
made
up
him
my boys. Yeah.
Oh God.
On a list of albums that I will not be listening to this year. That.
Yeah, remember when I made a bet that if Solence was gonna make your top 10 albums of the year? That
No.
was funny. That was funny.
If that is followed by thunder, this might be the most egregious piece of music I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, good, because it is.
I know. I'm looking at the track
It's
list
called.
and it's just
I like how the album's called "Deafening."
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, I think
Well,
I think we should get
touch on that
started.
more tomorrow.
I think
Yeah,
we should-
are y'all ready to talk?
I'm all good to
Is there
go.
anything else we need to figure out?
I think these boys need to recover.
All right, let's take like 10 seconds to all calm down, okay? Sounds good? Sounds good to me.
which we're doing
Deafening
albums
to me.
tonight, right?
No.
Yeah.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Hivemind Recap Podcast, September 2021, Part 1.
Part 1.
Hey, you want to know a sobering thought again?
Hit me with
The
it.
podcast is a year and a half old now.
Now, why would you say such a thing?
Dang.
It's sobering.
Yeah, so I mentioned Part 1 because September 2021 was by far the most absurd month of new music that we have had to cover since we started this thing back in March of 2020. We had, before we made cuts to the singles, which I'll get to that, I think 42 singles to talk about. Anyone want to get me a count on the EPs? Because I'm pretty sure it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EPs and what, 11 or 12 albums? Yeah, it was just not very feasible for us to discuss all of that.
We almost
So-
had like 175 songs. in the
Yeah,
playlist.
something like that.
Yeah, go next.
Very much go next. So we're making some changes. Specifically for this month, we're separating this into 2 parts. So chances are this is going to be uploaded into 2 separate parts. I'm probably not going to combine them just based on how long I'm projecting this month to probably go. We're splitting it up into 2 parts where this first part is going to be just covering singles from the month. Part 2 is going to be covering all the EPs and albums. So hopefully that allows us to have deeper discussions about both without having to worry about going for 3 hours, which inevitably we will go for like 4 hours between both parts, but we aren't going to go for over 3 hours in one part, hopefully. That's the goal between splitting it up into 2 parts. We're still going to keep doing these monthly things at the end of every month because that's kind of the thing about a monthly recap. But yeah, that's basically the big change we're making for this month. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Jake. I got Justin, Derek, and Jacob with me once again to discuss everything that we want to talk about this month.
I was really expecting you just to go on with the social media shtick and just completely
No,
avoid introducing us.
No, I wanted to get that out of the way first, that we're making some changes to the format for this month, just with how absurd this month is. I think that's important. The one thing I didn't mention is that the way we cut down on the singles, instead of just collectively coming to a group decision of what to cut, we decided to all pick 8 songs that each of us wanted to talk about. So there's a total of 32 singles we're talking about this month. So there's some bands we talked about in the past that released new music this month that we aren't going to be able to talk about just because we thought it was underwhelming. Better to cut the dead weight than to force it in, we feel. Especially with just how much new music we got this month. I mean, I've already said it, but it was just ridiculous. So we got 32 singles to talk about tonight. Before we get into it, feel free to follow us on social media, as Justin was alluding to, at Hivemind Radio _ on Instagram and Twitter. Hivemind Radio Recap on Spotify and other streaming services. That's where you'll find us. Anything else y'all want to mention before we hop into the music tonight?
Yeah, the parents of the podcast, you have your radio show back again on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
True. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. I have my radio show back, wecsfm.com.
Link will
Going
be in the
strong.
description.
maybe you'll have to remind me about that, but yes, it will be.
Right, so it'll be in the description like four episodes from now.
Yeah, yeah. It is
You
kind of
will-
crazy to think about that. Like I'm heading into my last year of doing the radio show at college. It's a bit of a sobering thought that like I finally feel like I'm a little bit on borrowed time. I got limited time left to enjoy being able to talk about the music that I want to, because I feel like if I want to actually pursue radio as a career, which I kind of do, I kind of don't. It's like a nice backup option for me, I feel. But I feel like if I actually get into radio as a career, I'm not picking out the music I want to talk about to the degree that I'm
Yeah.
picking it out on a college radio station. So I'm definitely taking it in and enjoying it while I can. So thank you for bringing that up, Justin, because I completely forgot to mention that.
Yeah, of course. I also find it funny how this is going to outlive your radio show at some point, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of humorous to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hivemind Radio, but the radio show will be no more. But
So-
we aren't there yet, so
Yeah.
let's not worry about that.
When do we get bought out? Like, you know how like
So-
radio stations get bought out in the payola, and like they can only discuss like certain artists or play certain artists. When are we getting bought out?
June 2022.
Perfect.
When I used to live in Tennessee, my local radio station was bought out by ABC Family of all things.
Oh,
Dude,
So I'm just I kind of like the
any
idea of us-
representatives from ABC Family listening to the
Right.
show right
I
now?
just kind of like
My DMs are open. I have
that
PayPal.
idea.
I'm waiting for us to be
Also-
like all 50 years old and we're like reviewing
Also, the
Bullet for
Virginia
My
boys are dying.
Valentine.
Derek and I are kind of suffering, so we'll
yeah.
probably won't be talking as much.
Yeah,
Weaklings.
Justin and I are sick right now, and I've got a massive bag of cough drops sitting next to me. So
I'm all
we're
out of
vibing. I've been sick
So,
for 2 weeks, and it has no signs of going away.
that.
Jake, last night, I want y'all at home to know, Jake told me, he said, by tomorrow morning, you'll be feeling better. You know what? Tomorrow morning
not.
came, I'm not feeling better, Jake. I want you to know that. Remember what
You're
I said
not
I'd do?
feeling 1% better.
I'd sue. Expect some documents in the mail soon.
Bro, it was sarcasm. Please, I swear. It was just
No,
sarcasm. bro.
no, it's
It
too
was just
late for that
sarcasm,
now.
bro.
It's too late for that now. I filed a suit. You're fucked, buddy. It's
Oh,
over.
Fuck. I'll actually bring up something else real quick before we get into it. So this is the September recap. I went to my first concert post-COVID in September, so that was
Yo.
pretty cool.
I'm
Nice.
I'm going to mine next week.
Yeah, I went to see Beartooth, Wage War, and Dragged Under in New Haven, and that was pretty fucking awesome. I all three of them put on a fantastic show. So like, if anyone's listening and you are interested in seeing any of those three bands, I highly recommend it. I had a blast. I mean, I also probably was just on a high due to the fact that it was my first show in 18
Yeah.
months or whatever. But yeah, the energy was crazy. People were crowd surfing, like multiple people were crowd surfing every song. I couldn't really tell if there was a pit going on because I was kind of in the back because we got there late, which is unfortunate. But yeah, all three bands put on a great show. I think particularly Wage War impressed me because I still haven't listened to either of their first two albums, and even the songs that I didn't know from Wage War were still sick as hell live. So I'd probably give like most improved out of the three. If we're talking like expectations versus reality, Wage War exceeded my expectations more so than the other two.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yep.
My
Now
first
give me another
show-
4. Now give me another 4 years to listen to those two albums.
Yeah, you got to get in there. Now is as good a time as any.
No, it's
You've
not.
got the context of the newest album. You're in there.
Give me another 4 years.
My first show is now December because Architects got canceled.
Sad.
Oh, Canada.
They canceled the US tour too.
Yeah, I know. I realized as soon as I said it, but you know. Man, you're missing out. You got to come stateside. That's what it's going to come down to. You just got to get what is it, passport, visa, and get down here.
MasterCard?
Yeah. Bust out the show up at the border, be like,
Some
I gotta go to
Buffalo
this Dance
shows.
Gavin Dance concert. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna see proof of identification. Just bust out a MasterCard. Like, I think you know what I have. I think I know what you need. Trying to bribe me?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, yes.
Get me across.
Yeah, that's my kind of spiel about the show and the radio show. So, shall we actually get into the new music now?
Let's fucking go.
Jacob, the floor is yours.
Why is it mine? I didn't pick this song.
Did you not? Oh,
I
fuck,
picked this
whatever.
song.
Derek, the floor is yours.
Man.
Even though I
That's
do like this song, but I
Never
didn't pick
mind.
it.
The podcast is not outliving the radio show after that egregious display from Jake. Between that and lying to me that I'd get better by this morning, I'm this close to throwing hands. Beware. Eskimo Callboy have released a new single called "We Got the Moves," which is their first, I believe, since their EP from I think it was earlier this year. I could be wrong.
All I know is that Hypa dropped last year, and we didn't put it in the podcast.
A mistake of epic proportions.
Very much so.
Because that song is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that this song is better.
Yes, I would say it's
I
a lot
wouldn't go
better.
that far.
I'd say it's a lot better.
Eskimo Callboy is a gimmick to me. I enjoy it for what it is, but it's not something I'm gonna go back to. Like, for whatever reason, like, it's not something that I envision myself going back to on repeat. But like, I'm always very curious to see what they're putting out at this point, just based on Hypa and now this new song. Because they're just so fucking absurd that it's like, how can you not pay attention to what they're doing? I feel like they've really, like, Hypa was their breakout song, and now they're just like, it's hard to deny their existence. Kind of like in the same way with Spirit Box.
Let's see how many views this has already. Because it was something absurd within the first week. And now it's at... Hold on.
On
I'm
YouTube
investigating.
or Spotify?
Yeah, on YouTube. 4 weeks ago, it's at 4.4 million views
Wow.
and 3.9 million on Spotify.
Wow.
I think that in the age of reacting, I think that's what this band is banking on. Because
Yeah.
everything that they do, like Jake said, is so absurd that it's like the video's gonna get more views because you've got a bunch of people reacting to it, which then exposes people to the song.
Hmm.
Yep.
But this to me feels like the same thing as Hypa. Like it's got the same elements to it and the same silliness. I just think that it's executed a lot better here. Like especially with electronic elements to have it as some sort of like faux hardstyle breakdown as opposed to like being kind of a bridge element for the chorus in Hypa. I don't know. I mean, like I really like Hypa, but I feel like this is just easier to listen to. Like the vibes in the chorus are
I
more
think that's
like
fair.
it's easier
I think
to
it's
enjoy.
easier to listen to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree on that front. I think I just think the absurdity of Hypa makes it more memorable. I mean, both songs are absurd. Hypa is just a little bit more absurd.
Did you watch the video for this, perchance?
Yes. I've seen it a handful of times.
The video where they're all bobbing their heads.
Yeah.
The bowl cuts. Oh yeah.
Yep.
This
I
band is art.
You know,
I want to double back to the hardstyle breakdown that you were mentioning, because that
Yeah.
came out of fucking nowhere, but it is so fucking good.
yeah. Duh, duh, duh,
Good.
duh.
Yeah, like,
When are we getting hired as background singers for Eskimo Callboy? I really like
wouldn't-
that.
I wouldn't consider myself like a hard style fan or anything. Like I feel like I had like a 1 month hard style phase back in like 2015 where I was
Yeah,
kind of vibing to it,
everybody did.
and I outgrew it very fast. I don't know, but it works so well here for no reason. I don't like it should not work as well as it does. But it's Eskimo Callboy, and they do absurd things, and they can get away with it because they're Eskimo Callboy.
Man, I've been thinking about this idea of us becoming their background singers now.
We're
And
all
I
got
just- I
bowl
have
cuts.
We all got bowl cuts. I got this vision in my mind, right? That they're live, the hardstyle breakdown hits, and we all just like drop down from the ceiling of the venue. We've got our like bowl cuts and suspenders on, and we're just sitting there like dot 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 dot. But not with any effect, like it's just our voices getting projected out into the crowd. I like this. I think we hit them up.
Yeah.
I think
We're
that's the
going to
next
Germany,
evolution of this
boys.
podcast.
All
Let's
right, y'all
become
are gonna
touring background singers.
y'all are gonna see us in the next Eskimo Callboy music video, I guess.
No, that would be sick. I'm willing to rock the
any
bowl
more
cut.
thoughts on this one?
I played this song
No.
like 40 times when it
Yeah.
came out, like
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
row, just back to back.
I did the exact same. It's so good. I love it. Speaking of songs that are so good, Jacob, tell me about this next one.
This next song is Imminence's third single for this album cycle, titled Ghost. And I think it's the most generic out of the 3 singles, but it is still good, and there's some elements like the breakdown scream I think is very unique and brings something new to the table. I don't know if I can't think of anything similar to the breakdown scream or the second
No.
breakdown scream.
I think for me, well, I agree with you that I can't think of anything, but I also agree that it feels more generic, and I think it's just because like the structure feels the most familiar out of the 3 singles. Maybe, I don't know. Heaven and Hiding is like it's got that big breakdown at the end that you weren't expecting, or at least I wasn't. And then Temptation is like, I guess it's more kind of like generic metalcore structure, but it's got enough elements to it that it feels unique.
It also
Whereas
had that
for-
shock value where it's heavier than normal Imminence.
Yeah. Whereas this, it feels like traditional Imminence done well, I guess. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of times generic is used as kind of like an insult type thing, which is like obviously not the case here. It
Yeah.
just feels, I feel like for me, the most familiar
Yes.
to other bands as the 3 singles. And it's like, to me, I go to Imminence because it's got the violin as a prominent feature, and not many other bands, if any, are really doing that and making that violin core. So, I don't know. It's the same sort of thing. Well, no, that's not a fair comparison. But anyway, all that to say that, like, Imminence, I feel like, is 3 for 3 on these singles.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair statement to make.
Oh.
No,
whoa.
Justin?
This one was too long for me.
Too long.
I got
Interesting.
into it a little bit. I listened to it a couple times. Every time I listened to it, I kept looking at time. I was like, "Is this song almost over?" And it was like a minute 30. I was like, "Oh, it's still going."
Wow.
But
The disrespect.
So I'll follow up on that by saying, dare I say, this is my favorite Imminence song, period.
Oh,
I'm shocked in that.
This is so fucking good. This is one of my most played songs of the month.
I'm shocked because you thought most of "Turn the Light On" was.
I
heavy.
have grown since then. I am due a revisit for that album. I think after hearing these 3 singles, because this song is everything that I wanted out of Temptation and Heaven and Hiding, just done better, I think.
Oh yeah, I think you're in for a treat if you go back to "Turn the Light On."
Yeah, the chorus is huge. Not to say that the other ones weren't, but this one, I want to say I kind of resonated with it the most. And then the instrumentation was spot on the entire time. I think when we reviewed Heaven and Hiding, I was saying that song had like the potential to be one of my favorite songs of the year, and then it just builds and doesn't drop ever. So it left like kind of a negative taste in my mouth. This song, like, this song was like, if I want to hear, it's just what I want to hear out of Imminence. I don't know how else to say it. This is just what I want to hear out of Imminence if we're talking about their heavier sound. I really don't know how else to say it. I fucking love this song.
I want to highlight the I always highlight this in songs that have it, but the breakdown out of nowhere was just like can't find the remedy for the pain to let me go.
Yeah.
We love a breakdown out of nowhere here
Exactly.
at the Hivemind Podcast.
We do. We certainly do. Yeah, I wish I had more specific things to say about this song, but it's been like 4 weeks since I had it on repeat. So it's not as fresh in my memory as I would have hoped. But it is still definitely one of my favorite songs of the month for sure. As I said, my favorite Eminem song. I would put it over Infectious as my favorite Eminem song, I think.
Shall
Does
we
that
move
take
on?
us? Yes.
Been a long night.
I was gonna let you keep going.
Don Broco have released their new single Uber, and this came with a album postponement. Well, actually, the album postponement came a little later, but came out this month. So that's why
Yes,
we're
we were
reviewing the
supposed to
single.
get this album on September the 17th, the most cursed day or the most blessed day of the entire year.
Spirit Box Day, yep.
Yeah. And then they delayed it for our sanity. Thank you.
They were thinking of us.
Pretty sure it's not just for us specifically.
They saw us tweet out how we wanted bands to stop putting out music, and they were like, all right, we got you.
They're like, yeah,
This album postponement goes out to the Hivemind Radio Recap.
Yep.
we'll give you this single to represent September 17th. Been a long night.
Uh-huh.
Nah, this single represents technology because it's pretty much an excerpt from technology.
Yeah.
And,
That doesn't mean it's bad.
It's not great.
I disagree.
It's the weakest single in my opinion.
I might be the weak. It's not the best single, but it's not the weakest. I don't think.
Nah, because nothing's stopping One True Prince. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I think
That's
it is.
true.
I think it is.
I'm
One
still
True
It
torn
Prince.
is?
between.
Ah.
I'm still torn on if I actually like Don Broco or not, and if I do, whether it's One True Prince or Uber that I like more.
Hey,
I'm
just
still not very convinced.
Sit down, listen to technology.
Give me 3 more years, please, and thank you.
I think
way too generous.
my thing with this single is that it sounds, like we've mentioned a million times, a lot like technology. And for me, a lot of Don Broco, like Don Broco's first album, second album, and then Technology, all sound, they got that like core Don Broco sound, but they all sound very different to one another in terms of their like overall vibe. And it seems like we'd gotten a different vibe with the first 3 singles, in a sense, on this album. And then we get something like Uber that sounds like it's straight off technology, and it kind of like, it subverts my expectations in that I was hoping that this album would also like through and through have like a completely different vibe, just like the other ones did. So it feels like this is more of a return to form for Don Broco, which is not necessarily what I was expecting or wanted to see. Because there's a lot of stuff in technology that I really enjoyed, but at the same time, there's a lot that I didn't as much. And so it's like, you know, how do I feel about this? And it's just kind of okay. Like, it's definitely the weakest single for me. It's not the last one I wanted before the album. I think would probably be the best representation.
A lot of my problem with technology was a lot of the songs, while they were great, ran into together a lot. So like you can't really pick a favorite because they all just kind of blend in together and
Well,
don't really have.
because I can pick a couple favorites off that album, but
Yeah, but it's hard without like knowing names and stuff like right off top of your head.
yeah, okay,
At least
that's
in my
fair.
opinion.
That's fair.
Like if you show me like the track list and like show me like a couple of notes from a song, I could tell you if I like it or not. But just right off the gate, I couldn't tell you. And I feel like this is probably going to be one of those songs on this album where it's just kind of all right. It's probably going to transition to something better, or hopefully. I don't know the track list, but otherwise, Don Broco have not really missed, I'd say. At least in my opinion.
I
Nope.
think you guys
Outside of
are
this, the songs are
bashing
great.
this song too hard.
Well,
No,
okay.
I didn't even say it was bad.
I think you're right, but I also think that it's the weakest single. I think the other three were just so good, in my opinion, that like if I'm getting one that I think is just okay or is too similar to something else I've heard before from Don Broco, it makes it seem worse than it actually is.
Hmm.
I know, and I also know that probably what's gonna happen is the album's gonna roll around. I'm gonna love this song, but for the time being, I'm iffy on it, and that's where I say I'm dying on that hill.
Well, I'm numb to what you guys are saying.
Oh boy.
Stop.
If we got nothing else, Siamese rolling out with their new song "Numb" off their album Home.
How many singles do we have off this album at this point? I've lost track.
5.
5, yeah.
It's only 5?
Yeah.
It's
I
5 on
swear
a
we got like 8
on a
songs.
13 track album. This is the last single though, they have confirmed.
Are you sure about that? Because that album's still 2 months away.
No, I thought it was. Oh no, it is December. That's right, because they moved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they've confirmed this is the final single.
I don't believe that one. I think I would be surprised if this is the last single.
They might drop something a week early, but I don't see anything coming out in the next 2 weeks. They only just finished the album like June or July.
Yeah, but still, like leaving a 2-month window between your last single and the album drop, I don't know. That just doesn't feel. I have a hard time believing that. I mean, time will tell. But to get onto the song, Siamese have leveled the fuck up in these last couple of singles, and this song is not an exception to that.
I'm gonna say right now, like after I've given Home its paces and let it kind of stew over a little bit, all of these singles are pretty much like on the ball, like
Yeah.
really well done. In terms of quality. I will say though, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my gripes with this song, before I mention what I like about it. Siamese, I feel like after they went and finished the album, I feel like they're at an identity crisis now because they want to go back to they want to kind of do their pop and rock influence sound, but now it's turning more electronic. And I really don't know what direction the album is gonna follow. I don't know if it's gonna stick to the electronic sounds of Enough Ain't Enough and Numb, or is it gonna stick to more pop influence like some parts of Enough Ain't Enough and Can't Force a Love. And that's
Yeah, I
just
don't
kind of that's kind of what I'm feeling.
I feel like Siamese is so versatile at this point that they don't have to pick a style.
Right,
They can just do whatever they want, and I think it'll work.
Right, but I don't know. It's the case of having the best of both worlds. Like that's what I'm fearful of is
kinda like Bring Me,
the rest of
actually.
the album. I'm sorry.
Kind of like Bring Me, I was saying.
Yeah, I'd say Bring Me did that really well in post Human, but that's just kind of what I've been feeling. Otherwise, this song's really good. The chorus always throws me off anytime I listen to this. Or the bridge into the chorus. The part where it just gets suddenly heavy for no fucking reason.
This actually like reminds me instrumentally of Architects.
Interesting. I'm gonna need to re-listen to this song with that in my head then.
Like I'd say like
that-
Holy Hell era Architects. I can't pin which song on, but
I think the most memorable part of this song to me, as good as the entire song is, it's the breakdown at the end. Especially with the build-up where it's like, it's becoming numb as sin. I can't feel a thing. And then it just gets heavy.
That got oddly like gent style, and I was kind of there for it.
Yeah, it's a sick breakdown. I mean, Siamese have really, like, I have been converted to a big fan of this band after being underwhelmed by what was that 2019 album? Superhuman.
Superhuman, yeah.
I was pretty underwhelmed by that. Still am after going back to some of those songs, but they are on a hot streak with these singles coming into Home, and I am all for it. This band has leveled up for me. They're producing significantly higher quality music, in my opinion. So
I'm gonna echo that and say, like, if anything off that album can like raise the bar as much as Can't Force the Love has done, like, yes, this album has like top 10 potential.
This is
absolutely.
This is second for me behind Can't Force the Love.
I'm at a point where, like, hearing these 5 singles, I'm about ready to lock it in as a top 10 album for me. I'm that convinced.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, I could still be disappointed come December, but, like, man, these singles have really had me convinced. Like, I can feel it coming. Like, a Siamese top 10 album run, I see it in a very possible future. Let's move on then. Memorist have dropped another song entitled Slither off of an upcoming EP coming out in November.
Three singles in. How you guys feeling about Memorist?
The Empiric's still my favorite, but I like this more than Second Sequence. Second Sequence still feels very underwhelming to me. This one feels like it has more of an identity to me. It definitely does run a fair bit long, but I think I'm gonna need to hear it really in the context of the EP, see if that changes my opinion of it. 'Cause, I don't know. I'm not as convinced by this on its own, but I think I can be. It's a song I probably haven't spent enough time with, really. It's just another solid Memorist song. I wish I could say more, but...
Am I wrong for saying that this is my favorite of the 3 so far?
No.
Yes.
What? You hush.
Okay,
No,
so would I... Well, I was going to say the follow-up statement is, am I wrong for saying The Empiric is my least favorite?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not winning with Jake. I will respect it
I
because
think I'm with Jake on this one. I think I like the Empiric better.
Okay, Derek, I'm here for you.
Thank you. That's the support I need right now.
We're here to support you
I'm here from a distance because we're both still sick as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think what it is for me is that the Empiric is too atmospheric for me. Like, I feel like it overdoes it in parts. And then second sequence is an overall enjoyable listen that's a little bit shorter, there's not as much to remember about it, but I still like it. And Slither feels like it takes the best parts of second sequence in terms of overall, like, enjoyable listenability, and then takes a bit of the atmosphere from the Empiric and puts it into, like, one cohesive package that comes together a lot better than the other 2 singles have for me. I don't know. I know it's like 441, but when I listen to it, I feel like it doesn't feel that long. And I don't know what it is necessarily that makes it feel shorter for me, but whatever it is, I'm really digging it. I've revisited this one more than I have the other 2 overall in the short or relatively short amount of time we've had or been able to listen to it. So I'm excited for this EP though. Between these 3 singles, even if I'm not as high on the Empiric, this is like very highly anticipated for me.
Absolutely, yeah. Memorist are definitely an up-and-coming band to be paying attention to, for sure. I don't have too much more to add. I don't know if there is too much more to say. So, let's move on. We Came as Romans dropped a brand new song called Black Hole featuring Caleb Shomo of Beartooth.
And, as per usual, Caleb Shomo sucks in his regular songs. But he's good in a feature.
Yeah.
Why not both? How about both?
No.
Fuck. The Caleb feature is so good here.
Dude, it's all throughout the song, and I love that. I wish more bands did that.
Yeah, this is how you get the full utilization out of a feature. We're gonna touch on that again in a bit. But I feel like there's so many features where there's just wasted potential where you get a big name feature, they come in for one verse, say a couple lines, and that's it. We Came as Romans get full usage out of Caleb Shomo in this song, and it is fantastic. I have been convinced to a We Came as Romans enjoyer in very quick amount of time. I really had no interest in paying. I had
you will
no
like their
interest
old
in paying
stuff.
it. Yeah, I probably will now, but I just remember not having any interest in caring about this band. And then Dark Bloom comes out, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty fucking good. And I think Black Hole is even better. Both songs do sound kind of similar. You have that very much electronic
dark
influence.
atmosphere. Yeah.
The distorted vocals on the Black in the opening. I think they did a really fantastic job on the distortion of that, though. It works great. The vocals are great. I think the chorus is huge. Solid breakdown. Caleb feature is amazing, as we already mentioned. I'm very happy with this song.
Derek and Justin, what do you think about this band's direction since Kyle has passed?
I like the stylistic direction. I don't like the execution.
I'm in the same boat, pretty much.
I don't think there has ever been a We Came as Romans song that I listened to, and I've heard, Cold Like War, To Plant a Seed, and they're self-titled, in terms of, like, albums of theirs that I've listened to just in general. And there has never been a We Came as Romans song that I listened to and said, I wish I hadn't heard that, or this isn't good. I have also yet to hear a We Came as Romans song that makes me want to go back to it. For me, I feel like they're stuck in this eternal limbo of every song is a 7 out of 10, no more, no less for me. And I think that this one falls in that same trap. I don't know. I'm really waiting for one of their songs to click with me, especially now that, they're moving on past Kyle, unfortunately. But I mean, I want this band to succeed, and I think that they have a lot of potential with the stylistic choices that they're making, and I think that the style itself is something that I'm really interested in. It's just like the We Came as Romans execution has yet to click with me, and this isn't the song that did it. I want to like this a lot more than I did. I listened to it a lot because I was hoping it would be a similar thing to In Another Life by Crown the Empire, where it's like the song itself is okay, but it's got a really good feature and it makes me want to keep coming back to it. And ultimately, while In Another Life clicked for me, this one didn't, and I'm not happy about it.
This grew on me a lot. Like, I did not like it when it came out. I thought it was like generic butt rock.
But it is kind of generic, but it's also.
It is.
I mean, it's octane fuel, but
yeah, I think it. I don't know if I like it better than their old style. I don't think it's possible to replace Kyle.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with this direction.
Yeah. Again, I mean, like, I don't have any issue with the direction they're taking. I just wish I liked it more than I did in terms of the way that they're presenting it. I'm upset. I'm upset because I really like the instrumentals, and I don't know if it's just the vocals or the pacing or the structure or what, but something's not clicking in the same way that their older material didn't click with me, and I want it to. And so I'm hoping that as I continue to put out new material with this style that I know I enjoy, that one of these songs will click for me. So fingers crossed. Maybe I'll come back and one day I'll listen to this and it'll just be like the heavens will open up and the angelic choir will sing and it'll be like, you like We Came as Romans now. And it'll be yay! It's been 3 years in the making.
That's what happened to me when Dark Bloom came out.
Okay. Good.
And now this. The last thing I want to add is the fact that this song is just shy of 3 minutes in runtime. Super replayable. And I think that's part of what made it grow on me as much as it did. Because, like, I would just listen to it once, and then it's like, it's already over, and then just throw it in again. Just super replayable, and I think that helped it grow on me as much as it did.
Another song that is just above 3 minutes is the next song we're talking about. Wow.
Good observation.
So convenient. Ice Nine Kills have released their third single for their upcoming album in October, Rainy Day.
I qualify that one as a bad transition.
That's a good transition.
I've already marked that on the card.
I thought I removed bad transition from the card. Did I not?
You removed good transition.
Ah, fuck.
Because it never happens.
No, that's the point. It's supposed to not happen. Anyway, I have maintained the position that Ice Nine Kills are better when they lean into Spencer's Queens. So to get this song, which is almost entirely Spencer Queens, I am very happy, and this is my favorite single coming into this album.
So, go ahead.
I'm gonna wait for the album. None of these singles have clicked for me, unfortunately.
I agree.
Wow.
This is the first one that's really clicked for me.
So
Jacob is in shambles.
I think this is. Oh, this is hard to word. It's like I think this is the worst single in terms of lyrics. Like, it's the most generic. It's like a Savages kind of song. But I still like it more than Assault and Batteries, which is weird because that song is very like complex and intricate, and that's usually what I enjoy in Ice Nine Kills. But that song is almost too much, and this was I think it's an interesting choice for a single, but I see why they did it.
Yeah.
Like, I think last album cycle, the third single was A Grave Mistake, right? Yes.
Find out.
I think so. Yeah, it was. It was A Grave Mistake. So I was expecting something along those lines. Maybe they're saving that for the album because I don't think it hit as well as a single last year or last album cycle. Yeah, so I like this song, but I don't like this song.
That's
like
how I
this
feel
song.
with all the singles, funnily enough.
See, it's hard to word. It's like I already said this, but I like it because it's catchy, basically.
Yeah.
And if
I really like the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think this is my favorite music video out of all of them so far.
Oh yeah,
I was the
agree.
most entertained.
I would agree.
I think it's weird because from the perspective of a non-Ice Nine Kills fan who wants desperately for this album to sell them. I liked Hip to Be Scared a lot when it came out. I've kind of fallen out of love with it. I think I may have listened to it too much. I didn't like with Assault and Batteries and a lot of their last album that it felt like they leaned a little too much into the gimmick. And I know that the gimmick for this band is a lot of the like selling package, and for me it's not clicking. And then
I would say I guess you're gonna finish. Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say that for Rainy Day, much like Savages, it feels less like metalcore with the horror elements and all that sort of stuff put in, and more just like of a generic song. And it's like I feel like
lyrics that are
yeah,
semi-relevant.
yeah, I feel like I've heard the generic style of this and Savages and whatever else done better by other bands. So it's like if I'm not being sold on the generic catchiness and I'm not being sold on the theme because it's just not my thing, it's like, I think it's okay. I listened to it a couple times to see if it would click. I really liked the breakdown. I thought that the breakdown was great, but the rest of the songs just kind of there for me. And I'm 3 songs into this album cycle wanting more and wanting to be sold more than I am, because much like We Came as Romans, I want so desperately to like this band, and something's not clicking, and I want it to. And when none of the 3 singles have really done it for me, it's just like, do I give up? Like, do I wait for the album? Am I just gonna get more of the same stuff that's not clicking with me? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm still excited.
I would agree. I would.
I'm
agree.
excited too on the virtue that I simply want to like an Ice Nine Kills song. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to hear like what 10, 11 more. Do we know how many tracks are on
I
there?
think it's 14, but one's an intro song, so 13.
Then I got 10 more opportunities this year to like Ice Nine Kills. I'm waiting. Fingers crossed.
Also, this album artwork, I love it.
It's very on brand. That is one thing I will say is they do album artwork very well.
This is
If I can give anything to this band.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good to move on. We got Starset, who dropped 2 new songs this month ahead of their upcoming album Horizons dropping in October. The Breach and Leaving This World Behind.
I'm gonna mention Leaving This World Behind first. I'm very upset. I only just listened to this song this week. It is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, where the shit did this come from?
Starset.
And why did I only listen to it this week?
I feel like you're a pretty big fan of Starset too, so I'm surprised you waited so long to get to it.
There was a lot of other music. I was focused on
True.
work, focused
True.
on not dying.
True.
Yeah, it's been a fucked 2 weeks.
It has
For
been
me,
a very fucked 2 weeks.
Personally, outside of a few songs, if it didn't release on one of the like big 3 albums on the 17th, I didn't get to spend a lot of due time with it just because it's just like it feels like the 2 days before the 17th, and since then everything has gone to hell in a handbasket. I'm just like, well,
I feel like I got to spend a good amount of time with everything that dropped on that first release week between like Imminent Siamese, We Came as Romans, like those types of songs. And then everything on the 17th. And then everything else is just like up in the air.
yeah.
September's fucked.
But
Yeah.
go ahead, Justin. I got you.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't get to The Breach much, but Leaving This World Behind, easily top 3 songs of this month for me.
Damn, okay.
Where did the guitar tone on Leaving This World Behind come from?
Where the fuck did the breakdown come from?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is probably the
The
heavy, and
guitar.
I haven't. Yeah, man, I've had it up to here. You can't see it, but I'm holding my hand really high above my head right now.
So the heaviest they have been.
I think it's Manifest, isn't it?
Manifest Carnivore, maybe all the way down to
not
Transmissions.
Wasn't Telekinesis heavy as fuck off of that?
There's one album or one song on that album that had a really thick breakdown out of nowhere. I
think
forget
it was
what it was.
Telekinesis. I think it was Telekinesis.
Let me look here. I'm checking. Monster also was pretty heavy in parts, but not like vocally heavy.
I haven't re-listened to
those
first
need to
2
go.
albums in like 2 years.
I need to go back and listen to them because they're still really good. But man,
So-
they're also including Infected, by the way, from the
Oh, so this is the third single.
Archangels,
Yeah. Arknights, yeah.
Arknights. Yeah, they're including that as well on the album. So this is technically the 3rd single.
So last album cycle, I did not enjoy any of the singles. But then when it came to the album, everything clicked. So that is what I'm expecting to happen here, because these haven't really clicked with me.
I was the complete opposite last album cycle. I really liked all the singles, but the album just fell off for me immediately. So I don't know if it's gonna history repeat itself, or if I'm actually gonna like a full Starset album again. I'm really hoping for the latter. I really don't want to have what happened with the last album happen with this one, where it's just kind of forgettable.
Oh, I love
in my opinion.
Divisions.
Yeah, like half of Transmissions was pretty forgettable. Vessels still amazing.
I'm still in a very weird spot with Starset. Did you have something else to say?
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm still in a very weird position with Starset where I want to like this band so much more than I actually do. Because I think both of these songs are really good, but that hasn't stopped me from basically never going back to either of them.
Well, you can
I
blame
don't know
September for
why.
that.
Yeah, it's just the September effect, I guess. But like, as much as I think like, especially Leaving This World Behind is like one of my favorite Starset songs, I've probably listened to it 5 times tops. Just because I don't know. There's something about Starset that I just like subconsciously avoid listening to them, even when I know it's a good song. I guess it's just like as good as they always are. I will always have something else I would rather be listening to, and it sucks because like they're actually a really good band that I don't appreciate enough for how I feel like I should. I don't know. They're a strange band for me.
Oh, I got nothing else to add.
I feel like we've touched a lot on Leaving This World Behind. Is there anything y'all want to say about The Breach in particular? I think we've all kind of agree it's the more underwhelming single.
I would say so, yes.
But I do think it was solid. Like again, I've barely spent time with either of these. I think they're just both solid. I am gonna need to. I'm hoping that the album's gonna shake things up for me.
Yeah, and The Breach, I enjoyed it. I didn't go back to it much just because a lot of shit released. So I'm kind of hoping once the album releases, I'll give it its proper due diligence.
Where are these songs on the album? Like what placement? Do we know?
I don't think they've released a track list yet. Let me check into that. If you guys want to go ahead and hit us up with a transition to the next one.
No.
Okay.
I got one. Justin is our savior.
Oh, you guys literally waiting for me.
No, you're our savior. You're gonna find out what's next.
Breathe Atlantis and Eddie Berg from Eminence. Savior.
Eddie,
Yep, that's the name of the song, all right. Breathe Atlantis are still doing metalcore.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I wish they were doing post-hardcore like Soulmate, but they are still doing metalcore. But at least if they're still doing metalcore, at least they're doing it better now. I think this is much better than Overdrive. I think Overdrive has the better breakdown, but this is by far the better overall song.
Let's play a game with a song. Find the feature in the song.
Yeah.
The violin does not count.
No, hey, dude. It's like Breathe Atlantis called Eddie for a feature, and this man shows up with a fucking violin. There was, I guarantee you, it was not planned. It's not planned. He comes in and he starts playing the violin.
It's not even him.
They're like, Eddie, are you okay, man? He just doesn't speak a word. He's just sitting there playing the violin, and they're like, shit, get him a mic, get him a mic.
No, I can tell where he is in the song.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't listen to the song enough.
I didn't catch the Eddie feature on first listen, but I also think I was like half paying attention when I first heard the song. But now that I've heard the song a handful of times, I definitely hear the Eddie feature, and
it's in the second verse, right?
And the breakdown, right before the breakdown, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I caught it in the second verse on my second listen to the song. I don't know. I think I don't not like the feature. I just don't like Breathe Atlantis doing metalcore. Like there's a reason that Soulmate was in my top 5 albums of 2019, and then the other one doesn't chart anywhere close. You know,
well,
like their 2017 album.
Derek, you have to listen to this band as if it is not Breathe Atlantis.
Look, man, the amount of time I have spent with Soulmate, I don't think that's possible.
Oh, but
I don't think I can do it.
I think the reason I love this song so much is the feature.
Well, yeah, you are kind of our Eminence fanboy here.
Okay. It's Justin's fault. He introduced me to the band.
I'm sorry. Not.
You created a monster.
I completely forgot I introduced them to you as well. Again, not sorry.
That happens sometimes, you know what? Like in this group or just something else, it's like Like, I guess that's me with you and Loveless.
Yeah,
I
I was
like
about to
casually
say.
introduce you to Loveless, and then it's like, if you ask me who I would identify with Loveless in this group, you're like, oh yeah, that's Justin.
Yeah.
Hi.
I can't even remember some of the stuff that like you guys introduced me to, I introduced you to, or whatever anymore. It all just
Hmm.
blends together.
Yeah.
Jake and I just have our playlist shit we show each other.
I'm trying to think of one for you,
Yo,
Derek.
Justin, this is a bit off topic, but before the
Oh,
Hive
fine
Mind
one.
existed, Justin and I would just add each other on Twitter with new music.
We did. It was pretty good.
Those were the days, man. Those were the
That was I
days.
think that was before the Discord we
Yeah,
really
that
used.
was before there was even a Discord.
That was pretty good.
Jacob, you showed me Veil of Maya.
Did I? Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. And you were like, some girl in the store heard the breakdown of
Oh yeah,
Mikasa.
dude, I forgot about that. I was in Walmart. That poor little Hispanic girl. I had Mikasa on full blast. She just kind of looked up at me and did the fucking Catholic cross symbol on her chest. I forgot about that. Oh, that was.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's an awesome story.
Before we get back on not being on track, Starset, the album is 16 tracks.
Oh,
Oh damn.
The
Jeez.
fuck?
I'm
And,
expecting a lot of
And
interludes.
The Breach is the second track in the album. Leaving
Okay.
This World Behind is track 6, and Infected is track 15.
Oh,
I'm
And
expecting
this is
some.
supposed to release this month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. This train has no brakes.
You mean the ship? We're leaving the world behind.
True.
All right,
Yeah.
Savior by Breathe Atlantis. Any more comments?
Not really. Yeah, I don't really have much more to add here.
it is a song.
I like the feature. There's a violin.
Justin.
Oh, Justin.
Oh,
It's
Justin.
the boys. Look, my babies never tell I've graduated. I have to find new children to love for the podcast. Envy by Angels. Finite.
I am getting more and more convinced by this band with each single. I'm gonna go out and say.
Captive is better.
I think Captive and Finite are their two best songs.
I'm gonna say right now this band has a good vibe going on.
Yeah.
With a lot of their songs like Foe and Finite.
Can this band please just announce an EP or album? Please?
Dude, I'm okay with these singles every other month.
Yeah, I'm okay with singles too, but I need an excuse to like really sit down with this band in a way that I haven't been able to with all the singles.
I am not sold on this band.
That's totally fine. I feel like they've got kind of a particular sound that you really gotta kind of feel whether you like it or not. And feel like they're also versatile enough to where if you don't like one song, that's fine, but you might find one you'll really enjoy. That's how it was for me with when I went back to their debut EP and I went back to Shapeshifting. That's what got me really hooked into the band, and then now I start following them. I will say though that Ruin is still probably my least favorite from them still.
Yeah, I can barely recall any of those like first 2 or 3 singles we talked about from them. But Captive and Finite, these 2 songs, I'm convinced. I think Captive is better. I think this band is better when they lean into the clean vocals and like save their harsh vocals for like just a breakdown, just a couple of words in a breakdown. Maybe like I don't know. The more that this band minimizes the harsh vocals, the more I like them. And I think that's why I like Captive and Finite as much as I do.
I want to see how this band plays with a feature.
That would be interesting. I don't know who they would feature, but
Kellen Quinn.
Kellen Quinn. I could see them featuring like a lower audience or lower viewership like female vocalist. Or hell, get me Callie Wolf on one of their songs.
Bro, I was literally just thinking the same thing. A Kaylee Wolf feature.
What about that girl from Future Palace? What's her name, Jake?
Maria.
Yeah.
That would also fuck. Either of those sound like great ideas. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say on this one. Just solid song.
Nah,
I'm more and more convinced here.
pretty much solid. Envy by Angels.
Derek?
Me likey.
Me like
That's how I feel about every single song this band puts out. There's nothing that I like love yet, but everything I hear I'm liking. And it's got me feeling that like one of these days one of them is really gonna click and it's gonna make me very, very happy.
Jake, was that supposed to be a transition for Wage War?
Oh yeah, my bad. Was I supposed to introduce the next song?
Derek, don't worry, I got this.
Yeah,
When when Derek said me likey, I grinned and I showed my teeth.
Fuck you.
Bad transition.
Wage War are out with the last single before their newest album, Manic, out today. It's entitled Teeth. I will say, so this is my favorite single, but every time I listen to this song, all I can think of is the breakdown from Pulling Teeth by Of Mice and Men, but peace is replaced with teeth. So it's just teeth by teeth by teeth every time.
Bro, that would go so hard.
I don't know. It brings me a lot of like immense joy to imagine. I really like it.
Like from Fairly Odd Parents, My Shiny Teeth and Teeth.
Oh yeah. When are we getting the metalcore cover of the Chip Skylark mixtape?
There probably is one.
Wasn't that like Nate Wants to Battle? Didn't he like do that?
I have literally no fucking idea. Probably. Let me go find out while I talk about this song.
Pretty sure.
We just mentioned 5 obscure references in 10 seconds.
Wait. Oh fuck. Hold on. Somebody else take it. I'm about to die for about
All right.
Check it off.
Holy fuck, Wage War have leveled up so much. I kind of teased it at the beginning of this episode when I said that they impressed me the most when I saw them live. But like, holy shit, this band went from like, yeah, they're all right to like, yeah, they're 3 for 3 on singles, and I'm ready to lock this in as a top 10 album of the year. Like, go just with the 3 singles before even hearing it for the first time. I am more convinced by these 3 singles than just about any other metalcore album I have heard this year. Other than one notable exception we will be getting to. Yeah, I don't know. Wage War, I feel like I have escaped from my era of 2019 when I first heard Pressure and first was exposed to them, and I was like, this band is too heavy. To now, I just appreciate Wage War for being heavy as fuck. I did say it. I just appreciate Wage War for being what they are, and I don't know. Their formula is working so much more for me now than it did 2 years ago. I have grown as a person, and I am now a Wage War fan. This song is sick. Jacob, you got any thoughts, Derek?
I have something to say.
Tell me so that I know.
Are you sure you know? Because I've actually totally 180'd on this song.
No, I said tell me so that I know. I have.
But anyways, I've totally 180'd on this song.
Okay.
The song is good.
Banger.
And it almost sounds like Crystal Lake with the heavy electronics on the uncleans.
Okay, you've lost me there because I don't like Crystal Lake, but this song fucks.
Well, Crystal Lake doesn't have cleans like Wage War, so I just said just comparison I made to the vocals. So at first I was being a what's that album called? Deadweight elitist, and I was like, "Don't Let Me Fade Away is better. It's just a better version of this song," but it's not. This song is. I still like "Don't Let Me Fade Away" better, but I can appreciate this song for what it is, and "To Hell with the Rats" is a great pre-breakdown line.
Yeah. Yeah. Another kind of not the pre-breakdown, but the opening line into the song. What is it like?
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that too.
It's very complicated lyricism.
Yeah, I'll look it up. So
I'll actually. Sick as fuck. Please look it up for me.
I'm blanking off the top of my head, and like I can sing it in the lyrics.
Yeah.
But like you asked me to think about
If
it right now, and it's
if I
like,
found a rope, then you would tie the noose. You wouldn't die for me, but I would hang for you. Do you call that a friend?
Yeah.
That's what it
That
is.
yeah. Everything before that, like, would you call it a friend line? Those first like 2 lines that you said were sick as hell. Trying to pick my favorite single going into this album is like trying to pick a favorite child almost. They are all I love all three of them. Teeth, High Horse, and Circle the Drain are all incredible.
I'm having
I
trouble.
think if I had to pick, it would be Circle the Drain.
Really? That's my
But
least favorite.
like, but placing any of these three songs as my least favorite, it feels criminal. Like how is Teeth my least favorite single? It's not, but then that means that High Horse is my least favorite, but High Horse can't be my least favorite either. They're all just so fucking good. I also think Cody does a fantastic job on the Queens and the chorus here.
the chorus is the highlight for me.
Yeah.
It's so catchy.
I can't believe we have to wait a whole month to talk about this album.
It feels
Yeah.
fucking annoying. Like, on one hand, it's like we've already got 8 gajillion albums to talk about, right? But on the other hand, it's like,
I actually haven't listened to it yet, so I don't want to hear anything. Don't say anything.
Wage war noises.
That's a pretty good summary, actually, of the whole album. Lots of wage war noises.
It's
I would say.
It's what do we call it? T-posing Jesus or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. No, I will say, having heard the album, if you like Teeth and Circle the Drain,
Oh.
you will like most of the album. If you
Oh.
like High Horse, there is also a lot to like on the album.
All right, you sold me.
These singles, I will say, having heard the album, the singles are very representative of what you will get on the album. It's very good. It's very good. One of my favorites so far, at least the past couple months, if not of the year. So
We'll save the full discussion for Manic in our next episode. But that's a little teaser, I guess. Yeah, are we good to move on? I think I've mentioned everything that I love about this song, so.
Would you
Talk
say
about
it's
Like Love?
Like Love? Dang it, you did it first.
I swear that was an accidental teaser into transition.
Oh, I know. That's why I
It's
make
not.
fun of you, because it's funny. The Amity Affliction. Like Love.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
listen to this. I just want to do the transition. Carry on.
this is. Oh man. I'm gonna direct this at Jake. Jake, if you like this song, you will like their older material. Because I'm
Like
pretty
this
sure
song, yeah.
you said you like their song. You
Yep,
will like
this
their
song's
older
good.
material.
All right, give me another 6 years.
Number just keeps going up.
I'm accounting for the fact that Amity has like what 6 albums out, 5 albums.
Oh, it's more than that.
Jesus. Yeah. 8 years? Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Let the Ocean Take Me is the only one worth listening to.
I like this song a lot. I think their Queen vocals still are the best part about this band. I still don't love the harsh vocals. I've grown to I kind of want to say tolerate them, but I do like them at times. But really it's the Queen vocals that sell me on everything this band does. I don't know how to describe it, but he has like such a unique tone to his voice that
Australia doesn't
can't really get anywhere else.
So I like this song, but I know everybody says this too. This sounds way too similar to their older shit, and it doesn't sound like they've changed anything. Like the last 2 albums have been very experimental, and it hasn't really worked. And it sounds like, and this feels like them giving up and just going back to what they're good at, basically.
I don't know if I entirely agree. And I think that this is a return to form of sorts. But I feel like that one bit, the
The ending?
how would you describe it? That like ambient towards the end section,
Like with the
even though
orchestra.
it's yeah, that feels to me a bit more divergent from their older stuff.
Okay.
I guess in a sense, like that to me is enough variation. I don't know. I would take this over a lot of the stuff off of Everybody Loves You Once You Leave
Oh,
Them.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't. This is my favorite Amity song since Soak Me in Bleach, and probably a top 5 Amity song for me in general.
I would agree with that.
This to me feels like they've taken the best aspects of every album and put it into one song, and that's not to say that like by virtue of that it's my favorite Amity song, but I don't think that there's anything here that I could pick at as being something that I don't enjoy because I really like every aspect of this song. I like the breakdown, the tone of it, the length, it feels good. I guess if there's one thing, the whatever it's called, the timing, I guess, on like or the delivery almost maybe, I guess, on I'll Be in Space, right before that ambient section, it feels like it was said too quickly. And I don't know if that's just me and I'm losing my mind or what's up, but
That's an interesting point because I felt like that worked fine, but I also think slowing it down would work just as well.
I gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it
don't
could
know.
work either way.
I was hoping for more like a spaced out like I'll be in space versus just I don't know. It's like it's a little too quickly stated for me. I just feel like the okay, hold on. The way and the tempo of the breakdown prior to that line and the tempo of the ambient section after that line, I would want the way that that is delivered and the timing on it to match more so and be in like the middle of those two, and instead it feels faster than both. At least to me. And so it bothered me for like 1 or 2 listens. Now it's like I still notice it, but the rest of the song is so damn good that I just don't care, but no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing it. Maybe this is just a me thing. I could be just losing my mind.
I think it's fine. I just listened to
Yeah.
it now.
Well, it is what it is.
I think it'd be fine either way.
I'll have to say
Yeah.
that Amity's put out a fantastic song here. It's already
Yes.
past 1 million streams.
Do
so-
not take my whatever I said earlier. Do not take it negatively. It's just an observation.
Yeah. I don't know if there's too much more to say here.
Shall we move on to the big guns?
Yep. I mean, I feel like we've already been in the big guns.
I think this is
Pretty
the
bad.
biggest gun. This is a cannon.
Yeah, this is
The tank.
big gun.
This is a musical howitzer.
Who's gonna do it?
Bring Me the Horizon have dropped their brand new song, Die For You.
Man, what a good Loveless song. Haven't I made this joke before?
Ugh.
I don't see it, but
How do you not see it?
You are distressing me with that statement.
It's true.
You are distressing me with that statement.
It's true. This is totally
I
a Loveless song.
don't care
in
if
sheep's
it's
clothing.
I don't care if it's true or not. It's just distressing me that you're comparing Bring Me the Horizon to Loveless.
I'm not comparing it. They sound like this song is a Loveless song. It's a good song, mind you.
This is better than anything Loveless has ever done.
oof.
Wow.
Ah.
Okay. Holy shit. Where did that come from? I think you need to
What?
stop immediately because that's not true. Where the fuck did that come from?
A
wait.
Thousand Reasons is Loveless's best song. I think this is better than A Thousand.
I just like physically recoiled.
Wait, hang on. I'm with Jake on this one.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Monsters.
It's okay,
Bro,
Justin.
Loveless
You and
are
I
good.
have.
I don't think we should be
Loveless are
comparing these
good.
two bands, though.
Yeah.
This is all
Why the
Justin's
fuck are we
fault.
comparing these two bands again?
This is Justin's fault. Now Loveless hates us.
Yeah, it is. I'll
Julian,
accept it.
if you're listening, these two do not represent the overall feelings of the Hivemind podcast.
And neither do those two.
Ollie, if you're
Alright,
listening,
Julian.
these two do not represent the overall opinions of the Hivemind.
Man.
He's definitely not listening.
No.
So this song, in the event that it's not a Loveless song, man, Bring Me is very versatile.
Yes.
Unbelievably so. There's no genre this band can't tackle.
Oh, I'm waiting for the country album. With the
I
wait,
would
it's gonna have
welcome that.
it's
Please
gonna
don't
have a
challenge
Danny
them.
it's gonna have a Danny Warstop feature. Guaranteed.
That would be so fucking good. No shame. They need to do that. I don't care. Anyway. As I said, this song is better than anything Loveless has ever done.
You're such a menace.
Hey, we're not comparing these two bands anymore. Let's talk about this
We're
song.
not, yeah. This song, there are very few songs that I had on repeat so fast this year. I hear this song for the first time and I'm listening to it like 15 times in the first 2 hours. That has happened to me with like a handful or 3 other songs this year. This song is an earworm. That chorus, the melody of that chorus, I had it stuck in my head before I was even done listening to it the first time. That I would die for, I'd cry for. Like I was singing along to that in my head by the final chorus of my first listen. It is so catchy, it is so memorable. There's just so much good about the chorus. And then the rest of the song is just fantastic as well. If I'm making a comparison to songs on post-human survival horror, this isn't my favorite, but this is easily top half of that EP. Easily.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, I felt this song was kind of repetitive and really couldn't get past like
Well,
a couple listens.
That's pop music.
Yeah.
And that's what the song
Yeah, and
is.
there's a reason why I don't listen to a lot of pop music much anymore.
Well, I think this song is very interesting because, well, it's Bring Me the Horizon doing this, so I shouldn't be surprised. But, it blends elements of rock and I wouldn't say metal, but a little bit, I guess, with the screaming,
There's a couple
so
of
well, and it's its own genre basically.
I don't know if I would go that far, but there is also no one doing it like Bring Me right now. The rest of the scene needs like another 6 months to a year to catch up.
Yeah.
And by then there'll be
everybody
another
will be
6 steps
confident in
behind.
this.
And by the time everyone else catches up, they're already 6 steps behind what Bring Me is doing next. So
I mean, that's really how it's been the past couple of years, to be quite honest.
It's crazy though, because like wasn't Ollie like in like mentally like in Schitt's Creek for a while, and then like suddenly this epiphany of post-human came out, and like Bring Me has just been on this escalator ride, like just shooting up to the
I think it's
stratosphere
been that
for
way
them.
since That's the Spirit.
Yeah. That's my impression.
imagine having heard that album.
I mean, I didn't like
Get
Amo
on that, man.
much.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
A lot, bro.
I don't even like it that much, and I know you need to hear it. Figure it out. Get it together.
I
Unacceptable.
will eventually.
Unreal.
Yeah, I'm a cursed human being.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like I've said all that I can say about this song, to be honest. It's fantastic. I feel confident saying this is like a top 5, maybe even top 3 song of the month for me.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's definitely top 10 for me. It took me a while to get into it. I needed a lot of re-listens, but once it clicked, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah. And for me, it clicked on that first listen.
Well,
Instantly.
not all of us can be as cool,
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah, true. Very true. Can't be as cool as me not having heard any of Bring Me the Horizon pre-Post-Human. I'm so cool.
It is what
Wait,
it
have you not heard of
is.
Ammo either?
I've heard like 3 songs off of Ammo.
Oh man, we have some work to do, boys.
You tried to convince me on Ammo, and I wasn't convinced. So I was just convinced I didn't like Bring Me.
That was not a good representation of Bring Me.
Yeah, I know, but that's still all that I was exposed to. So,
All right.
anyway,
Derek, take it
Yes,
away.
sir. Silent Planet are back with a new single called Terminal. It's got the feels.
It does.
It's got the cleans.
It does.
It's got the heavies.
It does.
Dare I
Silent
say,
Planet song.
banger. I dare say banger.
Yes.
I dare say it's a Silent Planet song.
Look, man, we know that you're not a big Silent Planet fan. Whatever, me neither. This song is still sick.
I'm just stating the simple fact that this is a song by Silent Planet. I don't know what you're reading into.
So, actually had like this huge debate with myself if I wanted to add this song or of Mice and Men. Because I think we already said this, but we chose 8 songs each for the playlist because the month is too long. So, I chose this because I'm expecting an EP of Mice and Men where we can tackle each song more individually there, since there will be less songs. So this is why I chose this song.
Now, is there any other reason why you chose this song? What do you like about it?
It's got Mitch cleans.
Yes?
And that is very cool. And never before done by Silent Planet, as far as I know.
As far as I know as well. I will never claim to be a huge Silent Planet aficionado, but that's my understanding. Yeah, I think...
Song's depressing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, do I like it more than Panopticon? And I don't know how comparable they are.
So, I think I like this one in terms of the lyricism better. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, for me, this is the better overall song, but Panopticon is like way less depressing, so I'm gonna listen to Panopticon more. This feels like what would be a comparable song to this? I guess in theory something like Constance by Spirit Box.
Actually, that's a very good comparison.
Where it's like you could listen to it on its own and like not necessarily be sad, but if you replayed it over and over again, like you're just actively doing damage to your mental state, as opposed to, say, Panopticon, where the lyrics, they're like, there's meaning behind them, but it's not actively depressing, so it's a lot easier to digest and listen to a lot in one sitting.
So,
Silent Planet, a band I didn't expect to be putting out an album that would be like anywhere on my most anticipated radar. Suddenly, with the release of this and Panopticon, I'm like, okay.
And Trilogy is on that album. Oh.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Why's 2021 doing this to me?
Shall we move on? Terminal is so sad, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's too depressing.
You know what else is so sad? The fact that we have a fucking 7th single for this album from The City Is Ours. In all seriousness, now, City Is Ours have dropped a new song called So Sad.
Wow,
And,
that's convenient.
Yeah,
No lie, guys. I did not
might-
catch the transition when Jacob said it.
You're that
I was just
far
like,
out
yeah,
of
it is
huh?
pretty depressing.
You're that far out of it, huh? Anyway,
No.
Don't worry, Jake picked it up.
Yeah, I kind of prefaced this assuming that I'm kind of upset about the fact that we got so many singles for this album, which I am. Just I wish that we didn't get like 2 of the other ones, because this is one of my favorite singles leading up to this album. The City Is Ours roller coaster continues to go up and down with every single for whatever reason. What was it? Last month we talked about Regret About Me? Oh, there he goes. And welcome back.
Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button.
Does that count as Derek's mic acting up?
Sure.
His hand
Yeah.
acting up.
For sure. Like Michael J. Fox in this bitch.
So, yeah, this is one of my favorite singles. I still think my favorites are Dangerous and Violent, but this has all the elements of those 2 songs that I really liked. I think the Queen vocals in the chorus work fantastic. His voice is still very unique. I think his harsh vocals don't feel off-putting, to which they have in some of the other singles. And overall, I think the entire package just works. I also think that we get a pretty surprise breakdown halfway through the song, which was pretty sick as fuck. But overall, yeah, I'm still very much anticipating the album. I think less so due to the fact that I already feel like I've heard a majority of it. And I am a little bit exhausted having heard this many singles going into the album cycle. But I also can't blame them for putting out so many, just with the current state of singles getting traction and albums not getting as much. So it's probably better for the band, but as someone that is as invested into them as I am, I would rather have gotten, like, I would have even been fine with 5. But I think pushing 6, 7 for this album cycle is a little too much for me. But as I said, all that to say that this is one of my favorite singles for this cycle, and I'm still excited for the album. So
This band still hasn't clicked with me.
at this point, if it hasn't clicked with you, like 6 or 7 singles in, I don't know if it will, to be honest. I feel like these singles have encompassed most of the sound that you're going to get out of this band. So, I don't know, man. I do not know. I'm ready to move on. We've got another song from Our Promise, following up their debut EP earlier this year, called The Worst. Now, I know I'm like the big fan of this band here. I introduced y'all to them, but I want to hear your guys' opinions on this one first.
This sounds like something I would listen to at the beginning of my metalcore journey.
I agree.
And not something I'd listen to any... Well, I would still... I would still, like, appreciate it now. I do appreciate this now, but it's just... I've moved on from this kind of sound. And... it just doesn't really intrigue me anymore.
Derek, are you kind of in the same boat?
Yeah, and I think it's been really interesting watching, like, as we do these, the type of music and, like, the metalcore that we listen to that you end up liking, because it feels like where I was at, like, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Is where I'm at now.
Yeah, like, I feel like you were very into, because when I started out getting into stuff like Issues, and I guess Amaranth that you showed me, but, like, I got into the Uncleans very early on, whereas you were more into, like, the hard rock, alt rock type thing, I feel like, when we were all... And so, like, we're all elevating to different music, except for Justin, who just post-hardcore junkie for the past 4 years. God bless Justin.
Getting called out.
You're the
Wow.
rock. You're the rock of this relationship.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's a fair
But
Fair title.
no, it's interesting because like this is something that like I'll listen to and I'm like, yeah, it's good metalcore. It feels like, you know, kind of like topically older wage war type thing, you know, that sort of style that 2017 era-esque. Um and so like 2 years ago I'd have been like, oh yeah, this is sick. But I already like explored this side of the genre, I feel like. So if I'm not listening to a band that's doing something new or innovative with it, or is like nostalgic for me that like I like the band because they were grandfathered in because I listened to them back then, it's kind of just like, oh, I've already heard this, you know? So it's like this song is solid. A definite like probably 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me. It's just like not something that I want to revisit because I feel like I've heard it done before, if that makes sense.
Got it. Yeah. So I mean, to basically confirm what you were saying, yeah, I fucking love this. Our Promise are releasing some of my favorite metalcore that I have ever heard at this point. They have not missed for me. That debut EP this year is still fucking killer, and this song would have fit perfectly into that. Um, I don't think it's my favorite song by them. I would probably put this like towards the bottom end comparing to that EP, but I still think this song is fantastic. The mixing and production from this band for how new and kind of small they are is incredible. It sounds so well produced to me.
Yeah.
And I also think the guy's vocals, he has such a diverse range to him. The way that he can do both the heavy vocals and the queens in the chorus, hitting like some of those higher notes too. Like he's so versatile. And it's all just the one guy. I mean, as I said, this band is releasing some of my favorite metalcore, and this song is no exception, even if I think it is weaker than most of that debut EP from earlier this year. This is the type of metalcore that I'm living for right now. That I felt like I was pretty brief on that for how much I actually enjoy this song, but I don't have too much more to add, so I'm ready to move on to another song that I'm pretty high on. My Diligent Future have dropped a brand new song called Stand By Me. And I have been I've enjoyed this band's material for the past while, but this is the first song that has really clicked with me since that debut album in 2019. I listened to this song for the first time, and the moment that the instrumentation kicks in, that first riff, the just Stand By Me kicks in, I'm really enjoying this. And all the way through, I think the verses are solid. I think the chorus is solid. And there's a solid breakdown. I mean, this entire song is just solid. As I said, as I was kind of leading up to, I think this song is just really solid from top to bottom. And one of my favorite songs from there in a while. And I'm really happy to finally have something that I can truly invest myself in. Because a lot of their past songs, like that EP from last year, was good, but I didn't really have any staying power. We talked about one of their other singles back in July, I think, and that song was also good, but again, it didn't really have any staying power. This song has that staying power that I have been waiting for.
I think I said this before. Maybe it was a different band, but this is what I want One Morning Left to sound like.
Yep, yeah, I remember.
It was this band? It was this band?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
And I will willingly echo that. I agree entirely. I don't know. I'm not as sold as I think you are, Jake. In terms of this, like, oh, this is finally the one where I can go back and replay it. But I think that for me, this is the one that has the most potential. Basically, I think when there are a lot of bands on here where I hear it and I'm like, this is so close to being something that I want that I just throw it into a purgatory playlist and I wait a couple months. I'm like, if I let this simmer, I'm gonna come back to this and I'm gonna like it. I know it. And this is one of those bands where it's like consistently, that's where I'm sitting. And I think that this single is the best example of that. Because there's nothing here that I objectively like don't like. It's just like something's not clicking, and I know it will, so I just need to give it some time, let it sit, and all will be well.
Glad to hear that. I think this song is fantastic. So, with all that being said, I really don't have too much more to add. So I'm ready to move on. We got Defenses dropping their 4th single for their upcoming album dropping in October. The song is called In the Black. So, we were all to put it bluntly, we really did not like the first 2 singles this band dropped coming into this album. Something More and Say It really didn't click for any of us. And as the biggest fan here, when I'm still underwhelmed, and I know that none of you guys are nearly as convinced on them as I am, kind of unfortunate. But between False Gods and In the Black, this band has turned around, and I am suddenly as excited for this album that I was hoping I would be from the get-go. These past 2 singles are what I want to hear from Defenses in its entirety, and I hope that I get more. I mean, it's hard for me to say why I don't even like those first 2 songs as much. Because, like, in reality, they all have similar elements, but for whatever reason, False Gods and In the Black just hit different for me, and they work so much better. It's just frustrating that I can't pinpoint exactly why. The one thing that I think did stick out to me in this song is in the build up to the breakdown. I'm pretty sure this is like the first time that we've ever heard Queens from their harsh vocalist, where he just says like, I've never lost, and then he goes into his harsh vocals into the breakdown. But the dude's got a sick Queen voice, and if they utilize those more in the album, which I'm not entirely expecting them to, considering he only had like 3 words where he got to use them, I will be very happy if they lean more into those. I think that hearing those clean vocals from him for the first time here, I think there's a lot of untapped potential that I'm not expecting to get realized, but if they do, I'm expecting big things out of this album.
I got nothing to say.
Shall we wait for Derek to stop his coughing fit then?
Possibly, depending on how long it takes.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add on this band. I can't get into them.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Here he is.
I'm back.
You have any thoughts on Defenses, Derek?
I don't like this as much as I liked
False Gods?
Fuck, yeah. Yeah, I like this better than Say It and Something More, I will say.
Yeah.
I think I'm of the same opinion as you, where this is like putting them on a better track these past 2 singles have been. I'm just not quite as high on it as you are, I think.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. That's totally fair. I think the one thing I haven't highlighted yet is her vocals in the chorus are fantastic. I think just overall her vocals really, I just really appreciate them. I think they're great. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to add, so I'm ready to move on to our next song. We got Varsity with a brand new song called Sick.
Really feeling that. Really feeling, yeah.
That's a good one.
My boy Joey Tyler is back, and man, I'm so excited for this Varsity album in November.
I feel it still hasn't hit me that this band is dropping an album, even though it's announced, which I think is really funny.
I didn't think they would be, because they said in like a live stream or something, like Joey said that they're just gonna release stuff as it gets finished, but probably like during this year they probably just had so much inspiration, they're like, fuck it, let's do an album. And I'm okay with that, because whatever they're doing with this
complaining.
Whatever they're doing with this album at this current moment sounds really good. They posted a lot of teasers. They posted a teaser for this song and a couple others, and man, I am so far excited, like much more excited than I was for Cloud City when that was making the rounds, because I didn't listen to Shameless or Massive too much. This song was pretty much been in my rotation nonstop.
I want to go back to Cloud City real quick, because I'm just like, Varsity really went ahead, signed to Spine Farm Records, and said, yeah, we're going to dominate the post-hardcore scene for a bit. Don't mind us. That's how I'm feeling. Like,
Yep.
This band has leveled the fuck up, and I am so much more on board. I can't explain what the hell changed, But they signed to Spine Farm last year, and suddenly they're just sick as hell in one of my favorite post-hardcore bands. That EP last year was sick as hell. This song is sick, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I'm hella excited for this album as much as I still haven't really processed that it's actually coming out.
This band has a lot of material too. Like if you go and look, like they released I think 4 or 5 songs that were just exclusive on Bandcamp for a while. After like not releasing stuff for a while, and then fucking Cloud City comes out. They've already got this album lined up.
This band doesn't stop.
They don't stop, and they've already shown, like especially in this song, like very very heavily electronic and post-hardcore vibes, and I feel like they have made their mark, and it's just smooth sailing for whatever singles come out.
I don't know if I'm ready to commit to like a top 10 or an honorable mention contender from Varsity, but I could see it. I think there's a world where it happens. As much as the competition is really stiff this year, I could see it.
Hearing I think there were 2 other teasers that were out before they removed them because now we're in album cycle time. They're on my radar. I am really excited. I kind of wish they still had those teasers up because I would just spin those for a little bit, but they sounded really good. This song I've gotten not much more to add. It's got really good variants. Like I feel like every time you listen to it, you're gonna find something different about it that you like that you didn't notice on the previous listen, and that's just kind of why it just seems so repeatable to me.
I have not listened to this song nearly enough for how good it is. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Speaking of fucking bands that have come out of the water, come out of the floodgate, and destroyed unexpectedly. Cold Rain come back after a little bit for Paradise Kill the Silence.
I just want to make a note of the fact that they dropped that album in 2019, and I have really wanted to hear their 2017 album. And in the 2-year period between then and now, I still haven't heard it.
It's all right.
Oh.
It's all right.
I'm exposing myself.
Cause can I get a banger for this?
Banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
They dropped so many fucking like different variations of this.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of the variations to this. I only heard the full thing, but doesn't like the single where he says like Paradise for singers or for drummers or like just
I literally
like
put the for bassist one in my playlist and in this playlist by accident without realizing. Because I looked and I was like, how's no one added Cauldron yet? I apparently added a duplicate, and it was kind of funny. But no, they've stepped up their game heavily from the side effects, where a lot of that was kind of forgettable. There's some standout ones like Answer
Mayday.
to Sickness. Mayday was really good, but that's also because they had
and
Coexist and Gone were pretty good as well. This is like, I'd say top 3 if it were to fit on that album.
Yeah, I could make an argument for top 4. Top 3 is hard, but top 4, I think I could make. Yeah, this is a really good song. Cold Rain again. I feel like there's an interesting dynamic between Cold Rain and Crossfaith, whereas I feel like they're kind of the two. Cold Rain, Crossfaith, and Crystal Lake. I feel like they're the big 3 Japanese rock/metal bands, and I think Cold Rain. It's hard to say whether Cold Rain or Crossfaith are my favorite. But Cold Rain definitely lean more into the Queen vocals more than anything else, and Masato's Queens are so good that I think I am just able to enjoy just about anything that they put out. Some of it might be underwhelming, but I'm still going to enjoy it, and there's not a lot of bands that I can really say that about.
I will say though, this song could have used a breakdown.
Yeah, breakdown.
Yeah, probably.
But that's just minor nitpick. Everything else was pretty good.
Once again, this
Uh,
is another song that I did not get to spend nearly enough time with due
Wait,
to the absurdity that was September 17th.
are we
But
talking about the same song? This song is a breakdown.
Cold Rain?
Yeah.
it wasn't too much. It was just kind of like a small
I was gonna
finish, and then
comment
like
that I like the breakdown.
Oh, Hivemind in shambles.
and I may need to listen to it again. I don't
Yeah,
remember
same. Because I don't really remember there being a breakdown in this.
It's around
Probably right.
210.
I can't listen to it because I'm recording, but thank you.
Justin can listen and confirm. Anyways,
Anyways, sorry I'm a downer.
I'm
I'm so
just gonna
sorry.
keep sighing every single time one of those gets made.
This.
Sheer disappointment.
Loveless. Sorry, I'm a downer. One of us will do it.
Thank you, Justin.
Guys,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
rock.
As a fellow
The rock
Loveless
that keeps us
appreciator.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, I was just being Canadian, sorry.
It's fine.
That was a push. I've
Whoa.
already had it marked like a while ago.
Yeah, no. I forget what it was about. But,
It makes me
anyways.
sad when I laugh because I want to laugh and then I laugh and I start dying. It's not fair. One of these times I'm gonna have a cough drop in my mouth and it's get sucked in the back of my throat and my death's just gonna be caught on camera. You're gonna hear me choking on Hall's Soothe relieves cough and soothes sore throat made with real honey in the background, and it'll just be over for me.
This is lyrically my favorite Loveless song.
Eh,
Eh.
this is a mid tier song for me.
Poor Derek.
I said
Loveless.
lyrically, I didn't
Derek
say.
wants to speak on this song so badly, I can tell, but he just can't.
Every
He's
time
like-
I open my mouth, I start dying.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll get our words edgewise, and he'll come in and disregard them all.
Facts.
But yeah, this is a mid tier Loveless song, I'd say.
Yeah. I wanted this song to stick with me more than it did. Because, like, it's not bad, but there also isn't any moment that really hooks me in any way. Where I feel like when we heard Loveless won the album, that was primarily singles, but even, like, the 4 songs that weren't singles there all felt like they had a unique identity, whereas I feel like this one, for whatever reason, kind of just blends in, unfortunately.
This one is too much like Smile to me.
I can't make that comparison. I don't even know what I would compare it to. It's just Loveless are a very good band and they made a very good song, but it just doesn't really stick out in any way.
Fun fact, your boy is the guy who added the lyrics to Genius.
Really?
Yep.
King shit.
Good work.
Doing the job that none of us are brave or smart enough to do.
True.
I respect your hustle.
All right, Derek,
No.
what you got on this song?
So I think it's interesting that you brought the Smile comparison up because I think so too, but I think it's a better Smile. This is like probably a top 5 Loveless song for me. I really, really enjoy this. The vocal progression in the chorus and the melody is something that like it drew me in and hooked me. And I haven't really been able to put it down. I say that like I've been able to give it its due time, which I feel like I haven't just by virtue of September 17th. But no, overall I'm very happy with this. I would take this over a couple of songs off that last Loveless album. That was very good, by the way. If you haven't heard the latest Loveless album, go check it out because like
True.
wink wink nudge nudge, you might hear that come the end of the year. Wink wink nudge nudge.
Wow, really?
No.
From you?
Yeah.
Wow.
If not, it's getting high up there because I really, really like that album, and I am continuing to really enjoy pretty much everything that Loveless is doing. So I don't know. I feel almost a little biased. Like I feel like everybody else isn't as high on it as I am, and it's
On
just
this
like,
this song or the album?
nah, both. I don't know.
I like this song. I
Yeah, this
think
song is good. It just doesn't have that moment that really sticks out to me.
I don't know. I guess I would agree with that, but I also think that it doesn't need it for me because I really like the whole song. So it's like even if there's no
yeah.
like memorable wow moment, every part of it is just good enough to justify it not having that moment, I guess.
Yeah, it just didn't reach that for me.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, I want to like this song more than I do. Cursed release date. Julian should have listened to our tweets about delaying
Exactly.
the music. It's funny because I'm pretty sure he quote tweeted my tweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying no, and then link to pre-save the song, which was funny as hell. I loved that. I really appreciated that. But at the same time, our sanity, please.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Justin.
Wait,
The boys are back.
wait. I have
I'm
more to
dying.
say.
Say more. Continue.
I was gonna say this song. Well, not. I haven't felt this way lately. There have been times where I felt exactly like what this song is saying, and it's kind of relatable, and it's very. It hits deep, basically.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, Justin.
Cool. I believe in Tom Burns' supremacy here at Hivemind Radio. Valiant Hearts are back with a new album cycle. The first single, Elevated Being, off their album Yonder,
Yonder.
coming January 2022.
Your top 10 albums of 2021 in shambles right now.
I
Justin.
know. I really wanted to go for the trifecta. Tom Byrne, just your Galleons, Valiant Hearts, just to feel something. But nah, it wasn't meant to be.
You
But
can't
I
have
don't
nice
care.
things.
I don't care. This song is amazing.
Is it your favorite song of the month?
Let me look at the rest of the singles. No,
Yeah.
it is not.
Okay. Have we gotten to
I know what number one is.
Because if we haven't gotten to it, I think I know what it is.
Take a lucky guess. You won't get it.
I know what it
but-
is.
You might
I got
actually.
the guy.
I don't know. There's only so
I
few
have
songs
no
I listen
idea.
to that are remaining. Yeah, fucking Valiant Hearts. Tom said it best that this next album is gonna be like a baby of Mesmer and Medusa, and I can definitely see it. This song has pretty much everything that Valiant Hearts is kind of known for, with a little bit of Uncleans added into it, and I'm here for it wholeheartedly. I want to touch a little bit on the album that's coming up because man, they've got some really good stuff coming out. Like Joey from Varsity is a feature on it. Marvin Bruckwild from Alaska, and Phil Bayer again, which I'm surprised Phil came back from Galleons, is now doing the penultimate track for the album. But man, I have so many good things to say about Valiant Hearts, but
Do you believe in Tom Byrne supremacy? Send a tweet.
Absolutely. But I want you guys to voice your opinions. I know this was on the curse today, but
Yeah, it took me a while to get into Galleons, and I'm low-key feeling the same way about Valiant Hearts now. Because I want to like both of those bands more than I actually do, and I cannot give you a good reason for why I don't. That's it. There's nothing else. It's a good song, just once again hasn't really stuck to me in any meaningful way.
I am not
Yeah.
a fan of the vocals.
You've just stabbed a knife in Justin's heart.
I know. I was I was
I
debating on saying
I
that.
am okay that you said this. Mainly because the vocals, as a newcomer, like coming into Valiant Hearts, I feel like specifically with this song, there's a lot going on, and I don't know if his uncleans are what's gonna sell you on this band in general. I feel
Actually,
like,
the problem I had was actually with the cleans.
oh, never mind then. Fucking ignore me. Why?
I don't know. Sounds weird.
Strange, because yeah, strange, because like that's pretty much like why I like Valiant Hearts is because he does the cleans while in Galleons it's a lot of focus on the instrumentals and a little bit of the unclean influence, especially with Metropolis. But no, I can definitely see. I feel like Tom Burns' voice is kind of an acquired taste that I've kind of been soaked into for a while now since the first album.
You have been thrown into the church of Tom Byrne.
I've been baptized by Tom Byrne.
Yeah.
There's an image.
Baptized in the church of Tom Byrne.
Yes.
He now has a valiant heart.
Yeah, totally.
He just mutes.
To get his opinion, then you kill him.
Okay, I after giving Jacob shit for saying it, I am going to echo Jacob's sentiment ish. In that I think that Tom, and I have the same problem with some of, because I mean, let's face it, Tom Byrne, Johnny Craig, their delivery sounds very, very similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the same gripe with both of them in that they are both very talented singers, and that if they don't vary their delivery, I get kind of lost in the vocals. Like that second Slaves album, Routine Breathing, is like 18 tracks long, and I've saved like 3 of them because the rest of the songs kind of blend together, and I feel like they may be a little too long. And I think that's my same issue here, is that I think this song is a little too long, and it's a little too much Tom Byrne, in the sense that I like his vocals, but I like them in small doses or when they're very varied. And so here, for whatever reason, I'm not getting that vibe of it's varied enough. And so I'm left kind of iffy on it. It's like every individual component of this song I really enjoy. Put together, I don't know if I could listen to it regularly for 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Does that make sense? Did I fuck up, or does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
So we have the same issue, but for different reasons. And I'm nervous about what you're gonna say about one of the albums we talk about now.
Let's see. Let me go find out. Oh, is it the one I haven't heard yet?
I will not say.
Uh-oh.
All right, this is
Now I'm scared.
Are you guys ready? This will be my best transition yet.
I'm fucking terrified.
No, my mic's not picking it up. Damn it! What the? You guys hear it?
He is pressing F.
Oh, yeah. That's it for me, guys. I've had enough.
I was gonna say it before you even did that.
I'm done.
And my mic's not picking up.
The next time I cough, I am going to let death take me.
Qualified.
It kind of flopped because my
frame,
mic didn't
bad
pick it up.
transition.
That has to be the worst one ever.
That's enough bad transitions for 3 bingo. Oh, my mic's not picking up. Fuck you. I can't believe that. Hell no.
Fuck you.
So Attack have released their newest single, Press F. And I indeed did press F.
Yo, so full transparency, I kind of forgot to listen to this song.
Well,
Oops.
Yeah.
Fine, I didn't get to it either.
Okay.
Well, that's not surprising.
Well, Jacob, it's you and me, man.
Hell
and
yeah.
I'm like dying every 10 seconds, so really it's just up
So
to you.
I'm pressing F for you.
F.
So
Ugh.
I don't
Alright,
have
I
I don't
I
have much to
live,
say
bitch.
about this song. I think Attack Attack are embracing the memes with their song titles, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And um, this is good generic metalcore song. It is not. I think it's my second favorite, and I think Fade with Me is actually my first. I feel like I'm gonna
You
get
know what?
cursed for that.
No. I agree entirely. So what's your third?
Definite. Wait, does Quiet Cowboys count? I'm gonna say
Oh.
no. I'm gonna say no. So I'm gonna say Babadook Bombshell or whatever it's called.
Yup, okay. Weird.
Brachyura Bombshell, and I don't even remember what the first song is called, because
All my life, it was ass. You don't need to remember.
no. So this is the
I agree.
fifth if you count Quiet Cowboys, and we don't have an album announcement.
Is there ever going to be an album announcement?
I don't know. Maybe they're doing the Memphis Mayfire thing.
I kind of feel like they're just doing singles. Not that I'm very invested in this band, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Based on them releasing Kawaii Cowboys and then random EDM song as a single.
Random EDM song is really good though.
True.
Yeah, it was a good EDM song. It was also very random, but it was good.
And also the topic this song is talking about is also very, very generic and overdone. But I still like this song.
I haven't spent a lot of time with this, so for the uneducated who haven't like paid attention to all the lyrics, what is the song about?
I just giving a general overview. I think it's about the lead singers dealing with depression during COVID, basically.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's been overdone. I always feel okay. It always feels weird. This is, I guess, kind of related, but to be like, yeah, this singer is putting out like a song about how they're depressed and deal with like chronic anxiety, and they're not in a good state. This has been done a million times. Can't they write about something else? Like, I feel like
it feels
almost disrespectful. Like, on one hand, it's like,
but
yeah,
I
feel bad, but everybody else is struggling too.
That's the thing, though.
Like,
I don't like
downplay
the band, but you could do something like Imminence did with their last album, which is like a variation. You add a violin, something interesting, something new. This, I still like the song, and I feel like we're spending way too much time on this. Yeah, I like the song. It's alright. And I'll keep watching Attack Attack. Just because of the name. That's all I have to say.
I will say, and this may be a hot take, I think that their most recent singles are some of the best of their career. I like them more than their older material.
Yeah, I can see that.
Imagine having heard their older material.
I haven't heard a lot, to be honest.
You'll get to it in 15 years.
Now that's an accurate statement.
All I know is
By then-
Stickly.
15 years from now, Attack Attack's older material will be classic rock, Jake.
True, probably.
Listen to classic rock? Oh yeah, what, like Van Halen, Def Leppard? No, I listen to Attack Attack.
Yeah, I listened to Attack.
That's
Attack,
gonna make me
Memphis
sad.
Mayfire.
That's when somebody's like, oh yeah, classic rock, or like, oh yeah, like I listen to 2010s music, and it's on like the throwback radio station, and it's just like Ellie Goulding, Ariana Grande. I'm gonna lose my damn mind. I'm gonna feel old.
Yeah.
That day can't come, fellas. We can't become a classic rock podcast.
Welcome to the Hivemind Butt Rock podcast.
We'll be talking about it next
Hard
month.
rock, butt rock, and more.
Didn't we already talk about them with Beartooth?
Wow, poor Jake.
Man.
I think we need to move on.
Yes, please.
Oh, yo, I got this one. Now, fellas, I may be coughing a lot, and I may have a lot of congestion,
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's
I
one symptom
like where
I
this is
don't
going.
have, and that's a fever. Paloma, new single, Fever, out now.
Can I get a banger?
Dude,
Banger.
before this song came out, I was like, there's no way they can top 2 a.m. Love Again.
And then they did it.
Surprise.
And then,
they did it.
well,
No, they
I-
fucking did it.
I don't think they topped it, but it's just as good.
Don't underestimate this fucking band. Never doubt them. They will not miss. They do
Apparently
not
that-
miss.
Apparently, the next song is the heaviest song that they've done. So get hyped for that.
Light up the sky vibes.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
feeling. I really hope it's that fucking song that they teased back in like 2018,
Oh, bro.
2019.
Bro, that fucking
Heaviest
teaser.
song lyrically.
It's so good. I need to show you too, Derek and Jacob, because like I've had it saved
Do
for
you,
a
do you
while.
have that tweet like pinned or something?
I go back to it every now and then to like what could have been.
Anyway, this song is one of my favorite songs of the month. Similar to Bring Me, which I had on repeat for like 15 times in the first 2 hours, I basically did the same thing with this song. Definitely one of my favorite songs of the month. Arguably, well, no, not arguably. My favorite song of theirs since Walk Me Up, which is basically the only song in between that was 2 a.m. Love Again. Please, dear God, can this band just start releasing more than one song every 9 months? That's all I ask. Is that too much to ask for? This band is so fucking good. The chorus is unbelievably catchy. Their guitar tones are unlike anything that I hear in any other band. I don't know what more to say about this band that I haven't already said in past episodes, or what more I can say right now. This band is just sick as hell. One of my favorite hidden gems, like, uncontested. They're just so sick. They're just so fucking sick. Someone else take it.
I linked the teaser, by the way. Ray said it was for Light Up the Sky, and I keep mentioning when this comes out. He says apparently it's still a Paloma song at some point. So,
Ooh.
but man, yeah, they don't fucking miss, and I'm indifferent to say whether or not this band has the potential to like do a full album, because if they do, like that's easy top 10, top 5 probably.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
say-
easy top 5. Like that's
Like,
This
say-
band only has
say-
5 songs.
yeah,
Yeah, they only have 5 songs right
That's
now. Which
crazy.
Is absurd.
it's criminal. It's absurd. Like, but I'm going to reiterate. Please, can this band start releasing more than just one new song every 9 months? Please.
Yeah.
Wait, was that
Like,
when Love
literally.
Again came out?
Love Again was fucking no. Love Again was March.
Was it March?
Really?
Love Again was March. Yeah.
Wow.
We're old.
Shut
Stop.
up. Shut up.
Paloma, classic rock.
No. You know what's real classic rock though? Light Up the Sky.
Oh.
They're not classic rock. They're
doing
just
that.
dead.
Oh.
I mean, okay, sure. You can go that distance, sure.
They're not. They're dead and reborn
Oh,
into
fuck this.
Paloma.
There's a good transition I can make here, but I ain't ending this discussion yet. I'm not doing it. I won't. I'm not doing it.
But nah, then
I'm
fucking. I love Ray. Love Brian. They're destroying fucking music in general. Always creating stuff that just shouldn't work, but it's always like incredible.
These guys have been like one of my favorite bands since like 2018. And they have only released like they released 2 singles as Light Up the Sky before they became Paloma. And then they've released 5 songs under Paloma in 2 years.
I feel
Please give me more.
like you can put their Justin Bieber cover and
Yeah.
Fake as Poema songs, because
Kinda.
that's basically when they were shifting into Poema.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know, man. Oh, I feel like we've said enough about this song. Is there anything that hasn't been mentioned yet?
Yeah. Please release more music, Ray. Please. That's all we ask.
Alrighty then. Red Hook are back with their first new song since their EP from April, "Sentimental Surgery." How are we feeling about this one,
Didn't get to it.
Derek?
It is a Red Hook song.
Yep. It is certainly a Red Hook song. I think this is weaker than a lot of that EP, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just think that that's more of a testament to how highly I rate that EP, though. Because this song isn't bad by any means. I just think that my expectations were significantly heightened after hearing that EP earlier this year, and this isn't reaching the level that I know they're capable of. But it's still not a bad song by any means.
It's alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sold, and I want to be. This band, I mean, demonstrated to me, especially through like Alien, has the potential to be really good. And I feel like Alien is just so good that I find myself comparing and all other of their songs released to that. And so I'm just like, yeah, it's all right, but it's not on the same level as Alien. Therefore, you know.
Yeah. That's me, but with Bad Decisions and Kamikaze. So. Yeah, I think it's interesting though that this song popped up in another music Discord that I'm in, and they were like, "Yeah, so this song popped up in my YouTube feed. And it kind of sounds like Japanese rock," and I'm like, "Hello, where did that come from?" Like, I do not get Japanese rock vibes from this at all.
I get Stand Atlantic vibes.
That's fair. I think that's fair, especially in this song. I think like that EP earlier this year, I don't think I would compare that to Stand Atlantic, but this song in particular, I think there's some similarities that you could argue. Definitely,
They're both
her vocal-
Australian,
They're
right?
they're both Australian, and her vocal delivery in this song in particular, I definitely think lines up more with like a pop punk style. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see that comparison. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say on this one. Just solid song from Red Hook. Definitely. I'm gonna use this as another time to shout out that EP from earlier this year if you haven't heard it. If this song intrigues you, go check out that EP and you will be impressed.
Goodbye.
I think Justin, hello? Yeah. Justin's still MIA. And that's unfortunate because this next song is his. So
We will wait.
this
I
is
was
that
gonna say-
time this is that point that we edit out.
We will
in editing.
meditate.
Oh man.
This part gets edited
Derek,
out.
now you can cough without muting.
Goodbye, my friends.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Weather Eye. Goodbye.
You really came out of nowhere with that one, huh?
Wireless headset for the win. I could hear you guys rambling. It was kind of fun.
Man.
Man.
Nice.
Before we talk about the song, can we talk about how we had a whole ass discussion about like how moving on could like signal that maybe they were changing their sound or like
No.
they were moving on as a band?
No.
And then the next single is called Goodbye.
Right?
Like, huh?
Hmm.
And mind you, this is it's the context is different because it's for
Yeah.
the singer's father.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like five years ago.
Yeah, I was just
Either
like,
way.
come on, man. Like,
Either way, Chef's Kiss. This song is really good.
I want to like this song more than I could say that a lot about a lot of songs this month. I want to like this more than I actually do. I was very off-put by the harsh vocals at first. But then I listened to it a few more times and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of just normal. It's just going from moving on into this. Very harsh contrast between the two, and I wasn't expecting it. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to cross off the bingo card. I encourage you to not listen to this song as if it's a Weather Eye song.
I never understood that, by the way,
Fretting.
listening to it as if it's not a song. Because at that point, like, why are you listening to it if it's not by that band?
Because it's a
But-
good song muddled by expectations.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case
Sure.
here, but
That's the case for me here. It's a good song muddled by expectations.
You're expecting stuff that you haven't listened to, unfortunately. Because a lot of the previous album was basically this sound.
you know,
Damn, that sucks.
Except the
Or
Johnny
not, I don't
Craig
know.
feature, but that's because they had to conform to Johnny Craig.
true.
Um,
No, I like this better than Moving On. Is that fair to say?
I'm torn. Like there are parts I like in Moving On a lot that
I
I
disagree.
don't see in this, but I also really like the chorus in this more than Moving On. So I'm torn. I also really like when the fuck is his name? The unclean vocalist. I really like when the like final bridge before the final chorus, where it's like you said you pulled through, and like you can hear like the voice crack as if like he's like reaching out or like actively lamenting, and I always thought that was a pretty good detail that just makes me keep coming back to that part of the song in general. But no, this is Unclean Weather Eye, and if you don't like Unclean Weather Eye, then you won't like any of their previous material.
Noted.
But as somebody who does like Unclean Weather Eye, I really enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm very one of those bands that I wouldn't think about when it's like, oh, this band hasn't put out an album in a while, or I haven't heard anything from them. I really want new material. I'm thinking
Bless the
more
Fall.
like, what?
Bless the Fall.
Yeah, Bless the Fall, I See Stars, like that sort of thing. Weather Eye wouldn't have been one of the first bands that came to mind, but now that they're back, I'm happy to have them back.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that their sound in general hasn't changed and they can just really do whatever the fuck they want. Just really depends on what the situation calls for. I was
might not even enjoy this song that much, but I'm glad they're back too.
I was expecting this when the teasers came out. I was expecting this to be mostly heavy and because they only showed the unclean part in the teasers. I thought that was just gonna be like a breakdown or something. I didn't expect it to be the entire song. But I'm all for it. I'm okay with it. Speaking of fucking heavy songs that come out of fucking nowhere, Fight the Fade, Buried.
Is this the heaviest this band has ever sounded? Because I think so.
Easily.
And holy fuck, does it work?
Yeah. This is this was the song I was alluding to being my favorite.
Oh damn, okay. Yeah, this is not what I thought it was gonna be.
Now that we've kind of had that discussion and I've kind of molded over, I want to say now that Starset leaving this world behind is probably my favorite. The top 3 contention is Valiant Hearts, Fight the Fade, and Starset. But no,
Interesting.
this was really good. Whatever Fixed has done to this band, it's worked like tenfold even. Matter of Time, the only single I would say that just falls a little bit off below the wayside. Every other single just blows this band out of the water with their previous work, and this is no different. They
I really like that album from last year. I think these 4 singles they've released this year all would fit right in with that sound, if not better.
Oh yeah, easily. I think this is like top ranking.
Fight the Fade.
The previous
The more that this band releases the new material, the more I'm realizing just how consistently good this band is, and I think I underestimated that.
And they can do so many different.
Yeah, exactly. They're so consistent but so versatile.
Like
and you can't say that about too many bands.
You get a very electronically kind of rock based sound with Cut and Run. Matter of Time is that kind of very slow, enthused, like wouldn't really say anthemic rock, but it's kind of along that same vein. Old Wounds is definitely kind of leaning more into the heavier kind of hard rock side, and then you get this, which is borderline metalcore at this point.
Oh, I would definitely say this is metalcore.
But
electronic infused metalcore, maybe.
yeah, and every part of the song is really good. I don't have I even with like Valiant Hearts, I had some gripes with the song, and this it's generally just one of my favorites.
Yeah, as much as I like this song, I think you've touched on just about anything that I was going to touch on. I don't really have too much to add. The song's great.
Breakdown, good.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the breakdown, buried 6 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the teaser, and I was immediately sold on like first listen of that teaser. I was like, yes.
There's two, right?
your-
Two breakdowns. I like both.
Yeah, I think so. I guess if you're buried 6 feet deep, you're buried down by Versus Me.
Nice.
You know what? I'll give you credit for that one.
I'm on a
I'll give you
roll
credit
with
for
these.
that one.
Holy shit!
I'll
man.
give you credit for that one. That one wasn't terrible.
Give me Transition King.
No.
Did
Do
you
want
guys
like-
think this
do you
was my favorite?
Do you want like a crown?
Yeah, I thought this might have been it.
I
No,
thought it
this
was
is-
gonna be
this is
Weather
top
Eye.
Well, yeah, Weather Eye was definitely out there. No, this is top 5.
Bro, I don't know what Versus Me did between dropping Violence last year, which was kind of underwhelming, and then dropping Control and Down this year. But holy shit, this band has also leveled up.
They also had Attention last year, which had the Craig
That
Mabbitt.
was a re-recording. Doesn't count.
Yeah, we forget about that one. But
Like,
yeah,
Control and Down, like this band has leveled up and they're on the up and up. I have never been this excited about this band before, and I'm so happy.
I kind of hope this sound is attached to something.
Yeah, if I would love to see this attached to an album or an EP even. I feel like what was it? That last album was 2019. They're probably due for another one in the next year, I'd say.
I would say
Here's
probably
hoping.
spring or early summer next year.
Here's hoping.
Based on the release schedule, unless they surprise us with another single this month. But I think it's too soon. Yeah, no, this song is pretty much penultimate Versus Me content you're gonna get. You've got the electronics, you've got a little bit of the metalcore breakdown, you've got really good cleans, probably the best cleans they've had since Continuous. Like
Yeah.
just in general, I think they've really done themselves.
Oh yeah, definitely. The point I want to make on this song is there's something about the production or mixing that this band does that makes what I'm hearing in my ears seem so full. I don't know how else to explain it. It just feels like such a full listening experience.
It's weird too because they were with well, it says they're self-published now, but they were on in a record before releasing like Violence and all that. And I think they've kind of now cut their footing with mixing, and it's now
No,
just kind of
I think that's with Control 2, but specifically with this song, Down, there's something about the mixing and production that feels so full. Like, everything is so clear. Like, it doesn't, the mixing and production doesn't sound like anything I've heard from any other band. I don't know how to explain it, but I really, really appreciated the mixing and production on this. On top of just the songwriting, lyricism, and just everything about this song is fantastic.
Derek, Jacob, what you guys got Versus Me?
Probably the best of theirs that I've heard in a good while. I mean,
We're on the same page.
I'll still have memories of the first time I listened to Continuous, in the sense that like there were certain songs like Up at Night where the first time I heard it, I was just kind of floored. Like there are a few albums where just I can remember like where I was, what I was doing when I heard them, and that's one of them. So, obviously, even if I like Down more than a lot of the other material on that album, it's kind of like it's got high expectations to live up to. And I don't know if I'm quite entirely sold on the song as a whole on my first couple of listens. I don't know where the disconnect is. It feels like, I know you mentioned it feels like they're coming into their own, and I would agree entirely. I just don't know how maybe unique coming into their own is. Like, it feels like they were onto something with a lot of the stuff in Continuous, and then they may have experimented a bit too early, and so now they're reining it in a sense, I guess. I don't know. I don't quite know how to put it, but all that to say that I think Versus Me have hit their stride, and I am excited to see where Down leads us. Because you're right. You're right. With the mixing,
clearly
all
it's
of it
leading
is
us down. I don't know what else to
Yeah,
tell you.
man, look, between that and Jake telling me that the breakdown came from the guitar earlier, I'm about to lose my mind.
You know what else is down?
Tell me so that I know.
The Roots Below.
Ooh.
Ooh. I liked that one. I liked that one a lot.
I want to say, by the way, the fucking playlist is Buried Down, Roots Below. Is like unintentionally just like a really good
Unintentional, yeah.
No, goodbye.
Yeah.
It's goodbye,
Goodbye.
bird down, boots below.
Sacrifice.
Wait, bro, holy shit, there is an arc to this playlist. Fever into Sentimental Surgery into Goodbye.
No. Look. Because you've got the elevated being, and then you press F because they got sick. They had sentimental surgery, died, goodbye, buried down, roots below. They were the sacrifice. Boys.
Sorry, I'm downer right after Roots Below.
And then they become a
Oh,
computer.
Yeah, it should be buried down. Sorry, I'm a downer.
All right.
We could have had sick after fever. Oh, there could have been a real arc to this one. Terminal? Die for you? There is a missed opportunity here. Ghost? Yeah. We tried. As I Lay Dying have a new single out called Roots Below.
That was the
I
most
haven't-
extended transition ever.
I haven't heard anything like overtly specific from the band on this. Some people are saying this is a B-side from Shaped by Fire. Other people are saying
sounds
it's the
like
lead
it.
single. Well, I mean, yeah, but then you could say that, like, I don't know, what were the first two songs? My Own Great and Blinded sound like B-sides from whatever their last album, Awakened, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
after-
those are exceptional songs.
Yeah, true. So this is my favorite As I Lay Dying song.
Oh, really?
It's not
Yeah,
Blinded.
I know. It's still better, I think. Even though, like, I feel like there's no... I shouldn't say there's no overt breakdown, but there's no... It feels like it's not, like, other songs of theirs have heavier breakdowns. Like, this feels more of, like, melodic metalcore than anything else. But I am really, really, really digging the guitar work and the play with the vocal dynamics here. You know, maybe this... Despite the fact that this playlist could be about Tim Lambesis' wife, right? I'm still really fucking with the As I Lay Dying. Oh fuck. Hold on. Alright, I've solved the problem.
Oh.
I really, really enjoy this new redemption arc of sort for Tim Lambesis and this band, because it feels like they're putting out the best material of their career. And if the whatever new As I Lay Dying material comes out, whether it's another B-side, you know, whether it's a new album entirely, if it's in this direction, I'm sold. I really love this.
This doesn't sound different enough from anything off of Shaped by Fire to keep me interested.
I'm kind of the same. I was a late adopter of Shaped by Fire. Only heard that for the first time last year. I only ended up saving like 3 or 4 songs from that album just because it all sounded so similar. So I kind of just picked like the 3 that sounded the best to me, and then the rest are all kind of just there. And I feel like Roots Below kind of just falls into that group of the ones that are just there. I had this in my playlist for a bit, but I found myself skipping it in my playlist. So after a few days of like just consistently skipping over it, I was just like, yeah, I'm just not really feeling this song as much as I hoped I would. I will
Um,
say, I will
what?
say, um, their Queen vocals are as fantastic as ever. It is
Yes. Yep.
Tim Lambesis being the heavy. Too heavy.
That's already crossed off. Don't worry.
Cross it off again. Fuck it. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about this one.
So, we're talking about Roots Below. And now we're going to go to the band that brought you with Roots Above and Branches Below. The Devil Wears Prada have released their new single, Sacrifice.
This is some good ass Prada.
It is.
Yeah,
Dude.
yep, I agree. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, buddy.
Jake,
Jeremy sounds too good here.
it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, this is
I will embrace my wrong opinion for this one.
dare I say that besides the Sour Breath cover, this may be my favorite Prada song. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with. I think it's just they lean into the cleans, I guess, and like a more melodic side that I feel like they
did you
had
like
before.
Chemical?
The song?
Yeah.
Well, I say the song. I forgot it was called The Act. I swore that album was called Chemical. I didn't mind it. I felt the same about Chemicals. I did a lot of the stuff off The Act where it's just like I really like the album and the songs on the album, but going back and listening to individual songs besides Numb, I'm not as super high on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Act is one of those albums where I've listened to it a lot more than it feels like I should have, given how much I'm like not as high on it. Like there are a couple albums where I will go back and listen to them because I enjoy them as albums, but the individual songs I'm not as high on. Like that Blueprints by Wage War is a big one of that for me, or that most recent release from Kublai Khan, where it's like I need to listen to this album in a certain headspace, and I really like the album, but I wouldn't save individual songs. But I mean, I'll say Sacrifice, woo, Prada. Between that and the Zombie 2 EP, they are on a roll.
Yep.
Some good ass Prada. I feel like the Zombie 2 put out some of the heaviest or heavier material of their career. At least from what I've heard. And then this feels like it's leaning more into the cleans. So I'm really curious to see where the Devil Wears Prada goes with this.
I think it's going towards more of the Act sound, which I am all for. I actually I think the Act is my favorite album by them, hands down.
I would agree. Did the Act make your top 5 of 2019? Do you remember?
I think it was top 10, not top 5. I don't remember.
Oh no, this is the 2018 one.
I can't remember my 2019 list, to be honest.
Other than Eminence being number 1.
Yeah. True.
An excellent decision. But I'll have to say Devil's Prada doing very, very good things. Probably at what I would say between the act, the Zombie 2 EP, I am really feeling like they're at the top of their career right now.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like
And
one,
it's
2, 3
funny
punch.
because most people are in the minority and they want the with what's it called, with branches,
With roots above.
yeah, with roots above
branches left.
sound. We're the minority.
Really?
I think
feel
so.
like that sound is just archaic at this point.
I do
don't know.
not like that sound.
No, me neither. That worked well when MySpace still existed. Now, maybe not so much.
I think it's a nostalgia thing, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's like a lot of this is so far beyond, but like a lot of I think I mentioned this before, but with a lot of stuff from the older material with, say, Sleeping with Sirens, it feels like I've heard that sound done a lot, like further and better and experimented upon and expanded upon. So it's like, if I grew up with that If You Can't Hang, I believe is the name of the album, I think that's just the one song. Hold on, I need to find it because it's gonna bother me if I don't. Sleeping with Sirens, with ears to see and eyes to hear. That album's like all right. I feel like if I was there in 2010 listening to that album, I'd still be listening to it now because it's got the nostalgia banger factor. Whereas now it's like, yeah, there's a couple good songs off it, but overall, I'm not vibing with it as much. And I feel like that's with a lot of how I feel
Yeah.
with stuff like that Prada album and everything else. But anyway, fellas, I think that brings us to our last single of the night, no?
Wow.
I think it does.
Take it
About
away, Jake.
damn time, huh? Boston Manor have dropped a brand new single called Algorithm. Unfortunately, this is not nearly as good as Carbon Mono.
You are correct.
I might be taking like a double take backwards after being like, yeah, Boston Manor is a pretty sick band. After hearing Carbon Mono, and now this one's kind of back to more underwhelming Boston Manor.
I'm so happy that you're hooked on it and that you chose a Boston Manor single for this. That impresses me, Jake.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm underwhelmed by this song, but I still think it's a solid song and better than like a majority of Glue. I think Carbon Mono set my expectations a little bit too high, and in all honesty, I think that's fine because that song is still a fucking banger. I'm still very interested to hear. Is it an EP or an album coming from them? Do we know?
I don't know, sure.
I have no idea.
But it has like the same album cover style as Carbon Mono, so presumably they're linked to something. Either way, like I'm much more excited for whatever they're releasing next than I was coming into Glue. I had no expectations going into Glue, somehow came out disappointed still. Whereas this time I feel like at least I've got Carbon Mono. And I mean, to be fair, this song dropped yesterday. We're recording this on October 1st. This song dropped September 30th, the last day of the month. So I haven't really had a ton of time to take in this song yet. Yeah. I could very well see it growing on me. But yeah, I don't have too much more to say about it. It's if we're going based off of my expectations from Glue, it's better than I expected. But as a follow-up to Carbon Mono, it's a little underwhelming. That's where I'm sitting right now.
I think my main issue with it is that the first chorus isn't distinguished enough in terms of delivery and like compared to being surrounded by the verses. I definitely need more time with this, but like, again, it dropped like what? Yesterday?
Barely 24 hours ago.
Yeah. So obviously I'm having a lot of time with it, but I don't know. I really like everything from like verse 2 onwards. I just want that same distinction in the second chorus as it is in the first. And I have a very strong feeling that a week from now I will be singing the song's praises. I'm putting that one down on the record. So you can call me on it if I fail.
Can you stop suing me if that happens?
No, you're fine.
Fuck. Damn it. Jacob, you got any thoughts on this one?
Not really. I agree with Derek though. I like the end of the song much better than the beginning.
It feels like it takes too long to build up some sort of energy. If I could get that same energy in the first chorus, God bless America. Or Canada?
North
They're
America.
from Britain. They're from Britain.
The world.
God bless the world. Fuck. But yeah, no, all that said, I think that this is still better than a majority of the stuff off Glue. I would much rather take this over that. Not as good as Welcome to the Neighborhood era, but I don't think this band will ever reach that peak again. I think they debuted too strongly. They got off on too good of a foot. And now look at us. Disappointed by Glue and wanting more.
Well,
Wow.
I think that does it for part 1.
Fuck me.
I don't
We've
think
still got
yeah.
5 EPs, and yeah, that's
that's
looking
crazy.
like
There should be one less album on that list, I think.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's got a red cover and it just was really
Yeah.
fucking bad and I haven't even heard it yet. I think that needs to go away.
That's a teaser for part 2. This was part 1 of the September recap where we talked about all of our favorite singles from the month of September 2021, the absurd month that it was. Part 2, if you're hearing this before it's up, part 2 is going to be going over EPs and albums from the month of September, featuring some EPs that are not going to be removed from Hot Milk and Invent Animate, just to name a few. And then we have some huge albums from Spirit Box, The Plot and You, Sweep Token, and more. So if you liked this discussion, head on over to part 2 or wait for it to release. Because there is a lot more fantastic music to discuss from September that we were not able to touch on in this first part. Yeah, that's about all I got.
That's a wrap, boys and girls.
Agree
Girls?
less.
Wow.
Holy
We'll be back.
We will.
Hopefully I'm not dying tomorrow.
It feels weird,
It
yeah.
kind of crazy. Yeah, it feels weird splitting this into 2 parts, but this is absolutely the right call.
Feels weird. We're gonna have 2 less than 3-hour shows after having like
All
4 or
3
5.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah. 4
Say
or
what
5,
you
like,
will. I'll be
free-
talking for the next 50 minutes about Solence and how good that album was.
How many cough drops have you had?
Not
I
enough.
smell a little bit of sarcasm. I don't know if that's just me though. Could just be me. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you want to keep up to date with this podcast and other shenanigans we're up to, at Hivemind Radio on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you for part 2 of our September recap. That's all I got. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Damn.
Yo.
That went for 2.5 hours, huh?
Holy
Sure
shit.
did.
Very glad we decided to split that up into 2
I am
parts, huh?
stopping the stream.
Yeah, we kind of